Welcome in, everyone. We're back again with I Was a Teenage Exocolonist, Round 2, Electric Boogaloo. The Adventures of Rin continues. May Rin, the nerdy she-her previous run, ended fairly okay. We avoided a lot of bad things, but many people died, and Rin, the much more cheeky physical social run, has saved many more people. Plague, this is why you should not have spent all of those bits on me. I told you, Plague. I told you. Knock it off. But welcome in, everyone. Thank you for being here. We still have our pets, we still have our friends, and Plague Doctor is defying me with more bits. Alright, well, I see how it is. I see how it is. Thank you for the bits, my friend, but stop it. I'm not the only streamer you follow, I'm sure. I might be your favorite, but the one and only? I doubt it. It is now quiet season, and only engineering exists because everything else has been knocked the fuck down. We don't even have a front door anymore. It's all bad. Look at this. This is so bad. Look at how bad it is. Everything is destroyed. Look at this. Defunct. Wrecketed. Terribleness. Tange, are you okay? Why does it keep getting worse? You know? I don't know. I don't know. Mars? What is the point of having all these kudos if I can't actually use them to, like, buy stuff we need? Like, hello, it's not like I can mail order more supplies through the wormhole. You know, Mars, maybe? I don't know. Kudos is a made-up thing. Maybe you shouldn't hoard. Maybe you should give generously. Dear Mars. Dis, are you alright? Dis is examining a bit of rubble, turning it over in his hands. I wonder if we're ever gonna find, like, alien tech, he says. Wouldn't that be cool? It would be cool. It would be very cool. Cal, you okay? We have a lot to be thankful for, Cal says after putting on a brave smile. We're still alive. That has to count for something, right? It counts for something. We are in mourning because people have died. We're feeling heroic at the same time, which is wild. But unfortunately, Kombucha is dead. This boy is dead. Mom? Your mom looks overdrawn with lack of sleep. Be careful out there, she says wearily. Don't want anything to happen to you two. I hear you, Mom. Same. Dad? Like the other people in geoponics, your dad has been working day and night to salvage what he can after the attack. It's gonna be okay, he promises. We just need to work hard. That's what we did to get out of the famine, and then this happens? I can't even comfort Anemone. This is bullshit. This is bullshit, you guys. Mars, the colony is destroyed. You absolute scrub. Well, we did find alien tech last time around. Maybe Dis would be interested in it. Yeah, maybe. Except by the time we found it, Dis was poof, so I couldn't even test that theory. Winter Fairy has laid down some parchment, much like Plague Doctor earlier. Well... I also lay down parchment. It is a tie. It isn't that I am undefeated. It is that, well, it is what it is. Ooh, Plague Doctor coming in with the shears. Ridiculous. Engineering is crammed with families and what belongings they've salvaged from the destroyed living quarters. You could spend time in your crowded temporary lodging in the classroom or help adults try to fix things. We could mourn and de-stress and forget a memory. I mean, we're okay on the stress department. We're only at 43. Or we could help rebuild. which gives us toughness, it gives us organizing. It does stress us out, but at the very least, we will feel productive. Yes, well, you know, your rock did nothing against the paperwork, Trav. Nothing. You guys think I don't read the things that you type into my chat before I get on, and yet you are incorrect. I'm always quite amused by what chat gets up to right before I go on. So much red tape. All right, let's rebuild. We're not stressed out enough to mourn. I mean, we want to mourn, but we're gonna rebuild. We're gonna work to make our colony better. We know that help is coming. Forgiven value of help, but we're gonna work because that's what our parents would do, and we love our parents. The first month of quiet passes, each day plodding one after the other. You still have trouble sleeping in the classroom barracks, but there's nowhere else to go. Every day you wake with the others and try to make the best of it. Grief and anger come in waves, not just for you, but for everyone. Some days are better than others. You're assigned to help rebuild the walls. The first part of the month is spent just dragging away the wreckage, sorting it into salvage or recycling. By the time that's done, crews disassembling parts of the stratospheric have delivered enough salvage that you can begin patching up the walls. A sense of urgency permeates the crew. After everything, people need to feel safe. Dis is on the work crew with you, something he does begrudgingly. Walls didn't help the first time, he grumbles whenever anyone asks for his opinion. We should just tear them all down and live like the animals do. If someone planted a bunch of buildings on my land, I'd be pissed off too. Well, do we work hard or do we agree with Dis, our dearest buddy, our bestest pal? Our most likely romance option, since we've already started to flirt with the mans. What do we think, chat? Last time we worked hard and it felt good, but maybe this time we gave into despair a little bit. Anyone with an opinion, anyone at all. I know Plague is locked behind ads or something. I'd work hard. After all, the ethics of the situation aren't important. You guys are here, and if you don't do this, all the people you care about will die. You're not wrong. Working hard or hardly working? Apparently working hard is what we do. By the end of the month, you've made notable progress. There are other priorities and not a lot of construction materials, but when last year's mushwood harvest is done drying out, you'll be able to do more. Even if Dis is right that it didn't help the first time, it's better than nothing. Alright. Tangent and Chief Engineer Instance have been hard at work in the lab trying to find a cure for the Shimmer disease. You join them in their research. You're the one who found a sample of the Shimmer fungus and analyzed it. You're the one whose father suffers the most from it. You confirm that the Shimmer is an airborne fungal disease, and that the thick, choking spores and pollen are the same fungi from the Valley of Vertigo, the ones that colonize the host and turn their bodies into more spore-producing fungus. Finally, you have a long-due breakthrough. Sunlight! You try inoculations, antibiotics, antifungal creams, but what finally works is a high-intensity light treatment mimicking the full force of the sun's during dust, coupled with an injection to increase its potency. Of course! Tange exclaims. The fungus colonizes animal life during pollen, and some succumb to it, but the intense light of dust scourges the fungus from the survivors. It's all part of the natural cycle. The treatment works on samples, now to test on a subject. Do we test it on ourselves? Do we test it on an animal? We have the skills to do either of these. I'm not going to test it on Dad. I want it to work for Dad, not just test on Dad. We are not leaving this up to chance. And we have not shown ourselves to be sensitive to the fungus like our dad. Yes, you're invaders, that's a shame, but will you just give up since the planet doesn't want you? There's no alternative. You can't go home. No, we sure can't. If we tested on an animal, they would need to be of an earth biology. Testing it on a local animal is useful, helpful even, but is not necessarily the most helpful. I actually think testing it on ourselves is probably for the best, and because we were exposed to a high concentration of this stuff, might be helpful for us anyway. Animal, in this case, they really are a pretty appropriate subject since the fungus evolved specifically to infect them. We're resistant. You have a very good point, Trav. We are resistant. I mean, our dad is the least resistant, but we are more resistant than the locals. All right. I'll test it on an animal. We got the skill. We can do this. A little hop eye blinks up at you with 4 giant trusting eyes. Can you really subject it to experimental therapy? You lock the hop eye in a sealed cage and pump the fungal spores in. Within a few hours, its skin is oozing with shimmering dust. It begins to throw itself repeatedly against the plexiglass cage, the fungus in its brain forcing it to get outside and spread its colonizing spores. You move the poor creature to the light therapy machine and fire it up. It emerges a few hours later, blinking wearily and looking much healthier. Dr. Instance takes its vitals and runs samples of its fluids through various machines. She's excruciatingly thorough. But after a few days, she concludes that the treatment is a success. The hop eye still carries a high fungal load, but its effects have been nullified by the light therapy. All cards to the right become blue. Remarkable, Instance says, going over your findings. Now that we have a frontline therapy, we can begin treating the population to prevent the fungus from taking hold. She looks over at Tange. Rin's discovery will be of a great help with our other research. You expect Tangent might be cross that you got the credit, but she nods, looking pleased. You're just thankful that no one was killed, not your father or anyone else. The colony is safe from the shimmer. Now let's get to work. This card will become red. All right. A 6, a 5, a 4. We do not have a 3. Oh, this came a 5. Why? I see. Can do this. Because that's a pair, which gets boosted. This is a straight, which gets boosted. This is a flush 4, which doesn't get boosted because I don't have the slots for it, the equipment slots for it. But yeah, we could do 2 pair, but a straight always is a 3, which gets slightly more of a boost. Maybe not. Yeah, this is a 44. Definitely. More, probably because of the flush 4 aspect. Yeah, good, absolutely good. Yeah, the pets are really killing it for me. So we got lots of tough and some organizing, some kudos, some stress, but yeah. The sun's finally dawned again on your birthday. You wake early and climb to the top of engineering to watch the first sun's watery rays break the horizon as the wormhole recedes across the sky. Dawn should represent hope after a long period of darkness, but this light only reveals the full extent of the damage to the colony. You've been having trouble sleeping. Like most people, it's hard to find rest, crammed into the classroom with all the other kids and their families. And every time you close your eyes, you see. You shake your head to clear the memories. Is there anything you could have done? Or is the colony destined to be destroyed no matter what you do? You pull your blanket more tightly around your shoulders. Not your blanket, that one's gone. And stare out as the sun rises on the horizon, meager and sickly. Hey, kiddo, you hear when your mom comes and sits down beside you. I thought I'd find you here. You both sit in silence for a while, watching the sunrise pick out all the broken glass littering the fields, glimmering like a field of stars. This year it's Mom. This time it's Mom. Last time Mom was already dead by this point, and it was Dad who found us. We have effectively saved our parents this run. Whew. That was close. So close. After a few minutes, your mom nudges you with her elbow. So, she says, your first apocalypse, huh? She huffs, smiling depreciate. I can read. I know this word. This is one of the few words that I have read in my brain more than I have ever said aloud. This is why I stumble over it. I should really listen to more audiobooks, but I get distracted. I like the reading. My brain works overtime. Self-deprecatingly. I can do it. See, I can do it. It's just English is my only most terrible language. I'm tragically American. Tragically American, you guys. Tragically. This is why it's tragic. I should be able to not stumble over that word. I'll work on it. First one's always the hardest, she sighs. When the first colony was attacked back on Earth, I thought that was it. Everything my parents told me about, the power of community, all that. I thought they were full of shit, too. She turns and gives you a serious look. It's okay to be sad right now. And mad, too. I'm mad as hell. I want to get out there and rip every goddamn mushroom out of the ground. And that's keeping me going. For now. But that's not going to be forever, Rin, she continues. Eventually that sadness and rage is going to cool, and you have to figure out how to feel after that. She points at your chest. Hope lives here, she says. It's the human condition. We just don't know when to give up. That's a condition, all right. Your mom squints out at the sunrise. I had to figure out how to have hope, too. I needed it to get on a busted-up spaceship with your dad and launch myself through a wormhole. Hope is why we had you. She smiles. Things work out in unusual ways, Rin. It just takes time. You watch the sunrise together for a few more minutes. After a bit, your mom pulls out a little box tied with a piece of gardening twine. From your father and I, she says. Happy birthday, kiddo. Aww. You know what it is before you open it. Your old medallion, the one your dad made with the sun on it to represent Earth, was broken during the attack. In all the chaos, you didn't even notice, but your parents did, and made you a new one. It's just like you remembered, a similar design with a wormhole this time, to represent Vertumna. You thank her, and squint out at the swirling wormhole still barely visible in the brightening sky. It's so massive and awe-inspiring this time of year, but it always seems to herald disaster. You're happy to watch it fade away into the daylight. Your mom lets out a dark chuckle and slaps you on the back. What a birthday. Here's to another one, right? You both head back downstairs to the wreckage of the canteen, where they've put up temporary roofing with whatever tarps and scraps could be found. The colony nanoprinters, the few that still run, have been working day and night to replace the necessities of life, but larger construction projects are going to take some time. Aunt Anne has coaxed the kitchen nanoprinters into making a soy gruel and pressed bars. Life-sustaining, but depressing. You and the other colonists eat your breakfast in stony silence as you mentally prepare for the day. Hope and running in terror from the authorities. Yes, I've heard things, Mom. We're criminals on the run. Well, they don't think of themselves as criminals. They think of themselves as rebels, survivors. Alternative thinkers. Governor Udicott looks more frail than you've ever seen her, but her eyes remain determined. Last week, they held a mass funeral for everyone who died. There's talk of turning the Stratospheric's destroyed front half into a memorial shrine, but everything useful has been salvaged. There's still so much to do. So very, very much. Rebels are still criminals. They're just highly justified. I agree, Trav. I agree. All right, now that I'm not distracted. Tange. Tangent paces outside the engineering wing, the only building still standing. With everyone living in here, there's barely enough room to think. Her big brain feels very confined, I'm sure. Mars. This wretched planet, Mars grumbles, gazing at the wreckage of the Stratospheric. That was my ship! Anemone is still in grief, so she will not be around. Tammy probably too busy and scared. Dis is sitting on a pile of rubble, looking out over the colony wreckage. He doesn't look particularly sad. What do you want? My friend... We are besties, dude. What do you think I want? Your company, dumbass. Stop pushing me away. You can fight with your sister all you want. Just, we're in this together, dude. We'll go sneak out later, okay? It'll make you feel better. It's gonna be okay, your dad says. You'll see, kiddo. Papa can fix this. I know you can, Dad. Can't believe it's all gone, your mom mutters. All that work. Gone in one night. Yeah, well, the planet does not like us. I'm sorry. Maybe the new colony can have a hoverboard park, Cal says, putting on a brave smile. That'd be pretty cool, right? Stay optimistic, Cal. We need your optimism. We need it. Guys, I have, like, a crap ton of mush logs that I could donate to, like, the rebuilding efforts. Can I just donate that? Like, I have 27 mush log wood logs that I'm just carting around everywhere. Like, surely I could donate this shit, right? Right? Oh well. Time to get to work. Rebuild is a must. And Rex will thank you immensely for them. He will. You're assigned to help out in geoponics, because of course, I mean, they are my parents. The agriculturists have been hard at work trying to salvage what they can of the ruined fields and the destroyed greenhouses, but there's still a lot of work to be done. Your mom is in fine form in her role as chief cultivator. She'd never admit it, but managing a crisis is what she's made for. Cal's working in geoponics, too, of course. He smiles when he sees you. Hey, Rin, there's lots of stuff to do. What do you want to work on? So, do we repair the greenhouses, work in the fields, or rebuild the animal pens? Repairing the greenhouses does mean that whatever earth crops we could manage to get started or restarted or recovered would happen faster. Working in fields, same, but for the more local stuff, including a certain cake fungus that we brought in. And rebuilding the animal pens probably would be the most short-term option because the animals are, well, in whatever way they're producing right now in this season, are already ready. We just don't have a place to put them that is safe for them. So yes, well, I was working on that, Trav, but I had other priorities like saving my parents' lives. We'll work on it. What do we want to do, though? I believe we worked the fields last time. Maybe we do something else. I mean, I have all those sticks. Maybe I should repair the greenhouses with them. Frickin' mushwood logs. 27! Ah! Think of all the carvings and sculptures you could make. I wouldn't know anything about that. My creativity is so low. I'm gonna work on the animal pens then, since I have to make the decision. The pens only suffered minor damage during the attack. Weirdly, most of the damage seems to have come from inside the pens, as if the normally tame animals had been stirred into a frenzy. Tangent is also here, though it's not to help hammer and nail things. She's studying the animals, trying to figure out what could have influenced them. She takes blood and hair samples and readings with some sort of complicated brain scanning device. Interesting, is all she says, not explaining her findings to you or Cal. Everyone is worried that this will be the final nail in the coffin for your food supply after the famine last year. You try not to think about it too hard, instead focusing on just doing what you can to help rebuild. All right. We have 4s. I will take the stress. Then we have a 4 and a 4 and a 4 and a 5. Oh, wait, it can't. Because of this. Which means it actually would be better if I did this. Yep, that's where it's at. Sim's curiosity was not helpful because of... Are those edible? Cool. Win. Ooh, we might get the second toughness just from this. We probably won't get the first organizing, but we'll probably get the second toughness. You're eating in the mess tents when you hear something rumbling. Your bowl and cutlery start rattling. People look around in alarm. Could it be another attack so soon? You begin to hear shouting from outside. Someone runs into the tent. There's something falling from the sky, they shout. It's on fire. You join the crowd of people leaving your temporary structures to gather in the colony square. People are squinting up into the milky, quiet sunlight, pointing and gesturing wildly. It's impossible to miss the thing hurtling towards you from space, like a great big ball of fire coming straight for you. Is this it? Is this the end? After all you've been through, a meteor is going to land in the middle of your already ruined colony and kill you all. Mars grabs your shoulder. It's another ship, she exclaims. Look, it's another ship, spaceship from Earth. Excitement ripples through the crowd. Could it be? You stare up unbelieving at the rapidly approaching ship. The flames of its entry into the atmosphere dissipate, but a thick column of greasy black smoke trails behind it. Soon you can hear the whistle of it ripping through the atmosphere at terminal velocity. That is not a controlled descent. It's an enormous ship, coming at you way too fast. The ship's reverse thrusters fire, trying to slow it down so it doesn't smash into a billion pieces when it hits the planet. Everyone scatters to take cover. You crouch behind some rocks, throw your arms up over your head, squeeze your eyes shut. You hear the massive spaceship touch down in geoponics, plowing through the fields and grinding over what was left of the greenhouses. You're thrown to the ground from the force of the impact as shrapnel and small rocks zing past your head. It grinds along like some roaring monster, cutting a great scar through the colony and kicking up an enormous cloud of dust. Finally, the ship comes to a creaking, shuddering halt. You and the other colonists carefully crawl out of your hiding places, coughing and rubbing your eyes. The new ship is half buried and obscured by dust, but you can tell it's from Earth. You squint to make out stenciled letters. Heliopause. A hatch opens on its side, and silhouettes begin to emerge. Yeah, geoponics gets targeted all the frickin' time. Silhouettes with guns. This is the reason why I didn't do geoponics or the fields, because I knew that they were about to be plowed right the fuck over. Would not have done us any good. Soldiers march out of the dust and quickly surround all of the remaining colonists. More soldiers form two parallel lines from the ship to the square. Their guns in parade rest, and a lone figure strides down the center towards you. Greetings, fugitives of Earth, the man says, spreading his hands wide. A dismayed murmur ripples through the crowd. The adults exchange significant looks. Chief Engineer Instance tries to slip out of the crowd, but she's stopped by the line of soldiers. The man smiles. He has a broad, easygoing smile that doesn't match the threatening aura of the soldiers, nor the smoking ruin of the ship behind him. I am Commander Lum, he says proudly. As captain of the Heliopause, I have come to render aid and bring you to justice. We tried to sneak away last time. I don't know if we'll get to do it this time. We might have the perception to manage it. I'm gonna try and sneak away. I don't like him. Fuck this guy. The Heliopause soldiers have the colonists surrounded and shove you gently but forcefully back into the crowd. Oh, man. Well, I'm gonna play with my holopalm instead. Well, you might be stuck here, but they can't make you listen. You tune out the pomp and the pointless adult talk. Yada yada, Governor Udicott knew the ship was coming, blah blah. Now the new guy Lum will be governor. And he's some kind of space cop, but whatever. All adults are basically the same and equally boring. Also, we know all this, so nah. The crowd disperses slowly, and the council members follow Lum back into the Heliopause, presumably to talk about the future of the colony. You hope. You track down your friends. So, what do you think about these new people? Mars asks. They're just going to boss us around. I don't want to share this planet. These two are not our sentiments. They weren't our sentiments before, and they certainly aren't this time. We did settle for this answer last time, so maybe we want to do a different answer? What do we think, chat? Lend me your thoughts. This is the halfway point of the game where things get shook up, so to speak. You want to do the same answer again, Winter Fairy? Well, I have an ad break in about a minute, so let me know what your thoughts are now. Oh, the most sensible answer is what everybody says. Hey, Nem, how you doing? Tammy! Mars. Tange. Nice, dragon. Nice. Congrats. You'll have to tell me about it later, after stream. They're just gonna boss us around. Tangent nods. They don't live here. They don't know what it's like, and they're just gonna swoop in and act like they're better than us? She hugs her arms around herself. Did you see what they were doing to Instance? The entire colony is now twice as many of you, sets to work on salvaging the wreckage of the Heliopause, tearing it down and combining it with the Stratospheric's remaining engine section. Spirits are high, though these new colonists from the Heliopause aren't like any people you've met before. With their uniforms and weapons, they're more like an invading force than a rescue. You aren't sure what this means for the colony or for your future. But it is late quiet. And things have changed. As the dust settles, you rebuild your colony around this new ship, the Heliopause. The new arrivals, soldiers mainly, are aloof at first. Many see you as fugitives. Together, you build new walls, living quarters, greenhouses, and a massive bunkered garrison. The Stratos engineering wing is the only reminder of your old colony. The Heliopause has brought enough rations for another 5 years, as well as a rich seed bank and working hydroponics. They also have more guns and explosives than you've ever seen in your life. Even the ship has guns. A full stomach, a roof over your heads, and the promise of safety convinces most Strato colonists to accept the Helios. In turn, the Helios decide that you criminals pose little threat. A grudging peace is brokered between the two groups. They decide they aren't so different, really. Oh, I'm sorry. You decide they aren't so different, really. There are even Helio children, born among the stars just like you. Yep, I know I'm gonna be doing some DVD with Fen later, but I will steal you after that if you're not busy, that is. We'll touch base, Dragon, either today or tomorrow. After a month of hard work, you and your parents move into your new quarters. You get your own room for the first time in your life. Look at my room. It's awesome. I have a balcony and everything. You step out onto your very own balcony to watch the new colony. Its grounds bustling with so many strangers and strange new ideas. No more stress. Colony defense up. You feel something rising in your chest that you haven't felt in some time. Hope, excitement. What will the new day bring? You better get out there and find out. Let's, rush outside and greet the day. We're brave. We got this. Look at these two. Closer than ever. Oh, they're so adorable. They're gonna have so many babies. Cal is catching a nap, sprawled across the pallet of bags of fertilizer. Someone's covered him up with a scratchy burlap blanket. You're about to leave him alone when he blinks awake and yawns at you. Hey, Rin, he says, rubbing his eyes. Sorry, just catching some shut-eye. It's all hands on deck getting geoponics up and running again. Do you need me for something? Actually, what is our friendship at? A 50? That's respectable. Food! Cav grabs the fruit out of your hand, then remembers his manners. He gives you a big hug. Thanks, Rin. I'm starving. How did you know? Because you're always starving, gal. Silly Billy. Tammy is standing on the stoop of the lounge, twisting her hands anxiously. I know the soldiers from the Heliosphere are here to keep us safe, but I can't help but worry. Well, worry not. I brought you a flower. Because a 53 is respectable. Tammy accepts the flower with a huge smile. Thank you so much, Rin. These are my absolute favorite, especially the yellow ones. Tammy's voice is probably the most favorite, and I only got to do it on my second run, so... Vertimnilia? Oh no. Henge says, shaking her head. I am far too busy for something as childish as a science fair. Is not what I do every day in the lab enough proof of my intellect? Sure. have this. Still interesting. She's gonna go analyze them, and then she thanks me as an afterthought. But our friendship at a 49 is fairly respectable. Ooh, stick. Nem. Enjoy, dragon, enjoy. Thanks for coming in and lurking a bit. Are we stealing Tammy from Cal? I don't think we can, Trav. They've loved each other for as long as they've known each other, which is to say their entire lives. So, seriously. It's not possible. Nem doesn't notice you approach. She's focused intently on the document in her hollow palm, chewing her nail as she reads through the small print. She jumps when she sees you, looking momentarily guilty. Oh, hey, Rin. I was just looking over some stuff. The Helios have got all these documents you have to sign if you wanna... She trails off, biting her lip. I'm gonna sign up to join with the Helios, she says hesitantly. But there's a part where if you're under 18, you have to have a parent's permission just to sign up as a reservist, and... Nem looks down at the ground and scuffs her shoe in the dirt. My mom's gonna be so mad, she mumbles. So mad. Like, she's probably gonna cry, and it'll be this whole stupid thing, and... She takes a deep breath. But I gotta do it. I just gotta do something. Okay, guys. Do we tell her that her mom will understand if you explain, or do we tell Nem that this is a terrible idea? I only have a 61 friendship with her. It is not maxed out by any means. But, like, who cares what your mom thinks is not the answer I want to give here. So, what do we think? You could, if you had a high enough relationship. I'd consider it a seriously dick move, though. Trav, don't tell me that. I'm not stealing Tammy from Cal. If anything, I would steal Cal from Tammy, and that would be just as much a dick move. I like a boy who's got muscles. He's pretty to look at, but I will be just as happy for Tammy, because I, personally, as myself, May, the streamer, have no jealousy issues whatsoever. Like, I'm just gonna be happy for Cal and Tammy that they're happy together, because how could I not? Maybe some future run, I will not save Tammy, and I will steal one from the other, and figure out what love is like with them. Wouldn't it be cool if I could steal both? That would be great. Let's just be in it together. But unfortunately, I believe that at least Cal is a monogamous man. So anyway, back to the thing at hand. What do we tell Nem about her wanting to join the Helio soldiers? Do we try to help her calm down and tell her that if she explains things to her mom, that her mom will understand? Or do we tell her that this is out and out a terrible idea? Absolutely a terrible idea. What do we think, chat? Please, your thoughts. I would love to hear from all of you, because you're all my wonderful friends. This is a bad idea, Nem. You'll get in good with them, become a buff fighter girl, fall in love with some huge dick, and end up in an abusive relationship. Sorry, but it's just not a good plan. Won't we lose friendship points if we use 3? I mean, we could, but, like, I give her gifts on the reg, winner. So, I might be able to repair that in the coming days. It will just put us a little bit behind. Because she is the other option for who we romance. Like, we could romance Nem and keep her away from Vase. It means that I don't get to romance Dis, who's kind of on my list of people to romance, but you know. So the short list is Dis, Sim, Nem, and Cal. Actually, the short list is everybody I have not yet romanced. Trav. Like, Dis, Rex, and Sim are pretty high up, but Nem, Cal, Tammy, Mars, even Vase, he's the bottom of the list. You really like people with 3-letter names, don't you? I do. I do. Technically, none of them have 3-letter names. Those are just their nicknames. I like people with 3-letter nicknames. I even go by one. I'm May. But my name is Mayrin. So, you know. What is Rin short for, you guys? That's the question. Seeing as that's just what I go by. This is a bad idea, Nem. Nem sniffs and rubs her nose with the back of her hand. Maybe. Maybe it's a real bad one. I don't know. But I can't just sit around and do nothing. The next time those aliens come, I want to be ready for them. I'm not going to get caught off guard again, Anemone says, setting her jaw. When they come back, I want to be able to fight with everything I got. No one else has to die like Calm. Nem gestures angrily to dismiss the holoscreen and puts her face in her hands. She crouches down small, pressing her head against her knees, and takes an anguished breath. Goddamn aliens, she says. Bunch of dumb dinosaur-looking assholes. You don't have to do this. You don't have to do this. You tell her that there are other ways to help besides fighting. She stands up and rubs her eyes. Maybe, she says, but this is my best option. I'm not going to let them take away anyone else. Well, we tried to talk her out of it. We tried so hard. Nem, you and Nem watch a unit of Helio soldiers jog by with Vase in the lead. Did you see that guy? She says when they're out of earshot. He's kind of hot, right? Oh, girl. Anything but that. Anything but that. Okay, I know she doesn't like crystal clusters. What of the things that I have to give her can I give her that will not, in fact, make her mad? She won't accept this. Will she take a flower? Will she take medicinal roots? Hell, will she take a stick? I'll give her a stick. I'll give her a stick. She needs hugs. She is grieving, Winter Fairy. She is not doing well with grief, honestly. Having a beaked fruit or seed? I mean, sure. That would make sense for my parents. Rhinochops, a genus of bird consisting of the skimmers and constituting a family basically wading birds, gulls, and auks. Yes, but cal is recalcitrance, so it doesn't necessarily have to be at the start of the word either, Trav. It could be a mid section of the word, and it just is the way it's spoken, it just generally lends itself to being shortened to Rin. So, any word with Rin in it would be acceptable. Here's 2. This is fair, Trav, this is fair. I'm gonna give her a flower. Thanks. Alright, I gave her a flower. I'm gonna talk to you last. I know how much of an asshole you are. Dis looks haunted, with dark circles etched deep under his eyes. Why bother? He mutters, pulling his sleeves over his hands fitfully. Why are we... You're just gonna come again. It's pointless. Living is pointless. It is not pointless. I believe it's also Tammy's birthday. No, she's late pollen. This is early pollen. It's Rex's birthday. Doesn't matter. I'm giving everyone presents. Whoa! Dis's eyes light up when he sees your gift. Whoa, he says, taking them from you with uncharacteristic delight. Are these pieces of a jelly arc root network? Or is it a dormant butterfly bush? Where did you find these? I'm maxed out with him, but I'm still giving presents. He can just deal with it. He can just deal with it. Ooh. Dang it, if I'd only known it was over here, I would have given it. That's okay. It's Dad! I mean, he would have died in a little while, but it's Dad! This is fair, Trav. And since May thinks it'd be in the middle of the word, I can confidently state that she was originally named Laryngitis. So there. Yeah, no, that tracks. Laryngitis, I'll go with that. I get called Rin because it's a very embarrassing name. Hello, my little tomato. Your dad's voice rings out across the fields, hale and hearty. You don't have it in yourself to be embarrassed, not during pollen. Not with the memory of him struggling to breathe so fresh in your mind. Are you coming to check on your old man? He teases you. He takes a deep breath, holds it, and lets it all out comfortably. I'm doing great. No congestion, no sneezing, and I definitely don't want to take a hike outside the walls. Your dad pulls you into a big hug, ruffling your hair. He smells like sunshine and dirt and sweat, and you've never been happier to breathe it all in. He's alive. Proud of you, he says quietly. You can pull off miracles, kiddo. Because it's better than Larry. Look, it probably would have been Larry if I'd been born a boy. Your mom is working double and triple shifts overseeing the reconstruction of the dream houses. It's not as bad as it could have been, she says, sifting through a tray of seedlings for bits of grass and shrapnel. But what we lost, we can supplement with the hydroponics on board the new ship. Well, at least we won't starve. That is all that matters. And Mom still has her garden, and that's fine. That's fine. We got this. Oh, Mom, you've no idea. I haven't actually been over here. Oh, log. It's log, it's log, it's big, it's heavy, it's wood. Mars. Mars surveys the construction work on the new walls with a critical eye. This is great and all, she says, but did you notice we have, like, a total power vacuum at the top here? Like, who's in charge? The council are just a bunch of scared adults, like everyone else. If the Helio people wanted, they could control this colony. Mars clenches her fist. The colony should be under colony governance, not some outsider. You know what? I agree. Have a flower. A flower? A cheap gift. But I suppose it will look good in my hair. Thank you. Right. New people. Time for new people. Nani! The other they, them. I mean, we're in any all, but still. You've seen Nami Nami around since the Heliopause landed. They're around your age and barely 1.5 meters tall, only coming up to your shoulder. You've never seen anyone dress as strangely as they do. Hi! Their voice is high-pitched and quick. I'm Nami Nami. It's short for nomination. They do a little twirl and bow. You introduce yourself and ask about their outfit because it slaps. I mean, I would not have wanted it to be this pink, but it still slaps.
Oh, this thing? I designed it myself. A Nami original based on the outfit Lavandula Starlifter wears in the 3rd season of Turbo Girl Hyperjet Transform when she has to work undercover as the lead singer of an idol group.
They stick their leg out.
Only I changed the bottom part, and of course I have to wear my gaming gauntlets. I call them gaming gauntlets, but they're really Envirosuit gloves that I modded so I could play hologames through them. Do you like games? My favorites are Laser Fable and Dig Dig Digger Dog. Laser Fable is so much more fun now that we can play outside with room to run around. What kind of games do Stratos kids like to play?
God, that was a challenge. Nami stops to catch their breath, winded after their extended outburst. We're gonna challenge them to a game of Laser Fable. Because, of course. Mr. Scrake, welcome in. Thank you for the lurk.
You're on!
Nami helps you install it on your holopalm and explains the rules. Laser Fable is an augmented reality game where you bounce hologram lasers off real objects nearby. It's speed-based, so you're running around and bumping into each other, and there are extended house rules about when it's legal to block each other's lasers. Let's go. Combat challenge, here we come. Alright, well... we're gonna do this. And then we're gonna do this, not because Tangent's focus is particularly good here, but because I just don't need it for the next round. Alright, we got some 5s. What if we do a pair of 3s and a pair of 6s? Yeah. That's very good, very good. Ooh. This is a 6. This is a 5. Oh, 7, 6, 5. And then a 5. No, that ruins it. We can do like a pair of 7s. Oh. Trip 7s. That's better. Or I like that one best. That's what I'm going with. I just win. It's fine. Got some combat out of that? Nice.
Right on, friendo!
Nami gives you a high 5, then with a couple of quick flicks on their gauntlets, gives you a kudos for winning. They explain this is how they always play Laser Fable with the kids from the Heliosphere.
Except they mostly don't want to play anymore. They say they're too old for it. They just want to be soldiers now, except Rex. He's still cool.
We do like Rex. Nami is lying flat on their back, looking up at the sky.
It goes on forever, they exclaim, waving their arms. There's no ceiling at all. I feel like I'm gonna float right off the surface of the planet.
Their voice is so freaking fun. Please have a crystal. Because we gotta make friends. Nami makes a sound of appreciation and holds the crystal up to the light.
Rainbows! It's perfect! Thank you so much!
Of course. You are now my friend. Alright. It's time for hugs, guys. Time for hugs. The colony's full of new people. Everywhere you look, you see a stranger. It's disorienting after growing up in a closed spaceship. You never expected to meet any other humans that weren't made here on Vertumna. You bump straight into one of these new people while you're jogging through the colony. Oof. He laughs and holds you steady, brushing the imaginary dust off of you and giving you a wide-fanged smile. Hey, it's one of the kids from the Heliopause. You think his name is Rex? Hey, I'm Rin. Welcome to Vertumna. You stick out your hand and shake his, and he laughs. You notice he's wiggling his dog ears. They can really move independently. Pleased to meet ya, he says. I'm Rex, and I love to shake a paw. I know a ton of tricks. He winks. Rex puts his hand against his cheek, looking cute and lost. Hey, since I'm new here, do you think you could help me find the construction yard? I thought I might apply for a job there. May is flirting. I don't care. Rin is flirting. For you, anything. Quick, introduce him to Utopia. We can have cat dogs? Okay. His eyes widen as you wink suggestively, and he grins, wiggling his ears and lolling his tongue out like a dog. So adorable. I might just take you up on that, he says. You tell him everything is a bit changed since the Heliopause landed, but you think the construction yard is still near command. He thanks you for the directions. Oh yeah. Rex hasn't gotten used to life on the surface yet. You remember your first year. Vertumna seemed so enormous, so full of dangers and mysteries. Well, it still does, but the shock eventually wore off. Rex still has that slightly bewildered look on his face every time he walks outside, and the sunlight hits his face. It's so bright and warm. Got you a present. Have a stick. Woo! Rex howls with happiness as he takes the mushwood from you. You remember my birthday and brought me the perfect stick for my collection? Heck yeah, man. I got you. Now we've made friends. Hugs incoming. Aw, yeah, Rex exclaims, wrapping you in a strong bear hug. He even lifts you off the ground a little. It's a good hug, the kind that makes you instantly just a little more relaxed. We get a friendship boost with Rex once a season with Rex, so we gotta get our hugs in, man. All right, now it's time to talk to an asshole. What's our combat at? 25? We can take him. We can take him. Grumpy asshole. This new boy from the Heliosphere is a couple years older than you. He's very handsome, and the missing arm gives him a heroic battle-scarred vibe. He stands tall and ready for action, even though it's a normal, boring day. The other recruits milling about the garrison give him a wide, respectful berth. He sees you staring and gives you a curt nod. My name is Vase, Lieutenant Olivatius, he says, considering you with a glint of challenge in his eye. And you are? I'm an explorer. His expression doesn't change. Is that right? He says, with an air of a boy who's hard to impress. Nice to meet you, Rin. I hear it's been a rough couple of years for the colony. Lucky thing our Heliopause came along just in time, he continues. Don't worry, we have some of the best soldiers. The very best. We'll keep this colony safe. We were doing just fine before you came. He raises an eyebrow. When we landed, he sneers, this place looked like it had just been overrun by wild animals. Or was that just the aesthetic you were going for? Yeah, I bet I could take you. Vase says doubtfully. Well, you're welcome to try. I hope to see you at self-defense classes. Oh yeah, we're gonna try. Oh look, it's Rex's little friend. Vase says, crossing his arms. Go on, impress me then. Why should I care about what you have to say? Have a stick, dumbass. So I can bonk you with it. Well, he doesn't like sticks. Vase gives you a curt nod and tosses your gift on a nearby table. Thanks. Look. Everyone got a present. Olivatius, of a dusky yellowish green color. Olive green. Odd name for parents to give a kid. Hey. He looks sort of yellowy green. Is he healthy? Amusingly, the word is often commonly used for describing fungi. Yeah, because if you pay attention to him enough, he kind of grows on you like a fungi. All right, we got to figure out what we want to do. What are we prioritizing? Studying humanities gives us creativity and persuasion, both of things we need. Over here, We can finally apply to work in the kitchen, so I'm going to. Aunt Anne is back looking for volunteers to come work in the kitchen with her. She's scanning the room for anyone who seems to be loafing around. Well, we will volunteer now. She bustles over to you. You'll be perfect, Rin, she says, hugging you. Then loudly to the others in the room, she declares, I'm glad somebody around here is responsible enough to put in their share of the work. Everyone else ignores her, shifting awkwardly. No one wants to disappoint their auntie. Aunt Anne, or Aunt Anne, depending on how you want to pronounce it, both is valid, gestures towards the nearby cafe and tells you to come by next week so she can show you the ropes. Alright, well, this is next week. Helping in the kitchens is creativity and empathy, also friendship with Tammy. So that could be useful, but we kind of need the persuasion. Not gonna lie. Okay. Notice board says that food supplies are good, security rating yellow. Please wear your masks during pollen season because problems. We will be hosting the Vertumnilius Festival during the second month of dust. Please report to Med Bay for inoculation against the Shimmer. And the council wishes a warm welcome to our new arrivals from Earth and to our new governor, Lum. Lum is now the governor. It hasn't been officially announced yet, but it will be. Seek is still the chief administrator. Chief Rhett is still the garrison security guy. Engineer Instance is still in charge of engineering. Mom is still in charge of geoponics. Antecedent is still, Aunt Anne, is still in charge of quarters. And Utopia is still in charge of expeditions so far. We got cake. But we'll figure out what we want. We can deliver supplies for organizing and perception and friendship with Mars and Rex, or we can work in the depot for better organizing and perception and friendship with Mars specifically, which we've done previously. We do have research in the xenobotany lab for biology and organizing, also tend the animals for animals and empathy, and work on the farm, of course, for biology and toughness, or we could just shovel dirt. And then last, but certainly not the least of our choices, we have foraging, where we can go collect all the things. Pee-pee! Welcome in, thank you. And thank you for the hydrate, plague. Hitting the first organizing perk would be nice. So would combat, but we know it's more equipment to buy and we don't have the slots to put them in. That's fair. I suppose I didn't even look at the barracks, which does have combat options. Sports ball gives us bravery and toughness. Defense training gives us combat and animals as well. So, what are we close to? We kind of need more persuasion. I think we go run around in command for a while. I think that's the only place that where we can gain persuasion at this point, which is annoying. We don't have anything that prioritizes persuasion. Just working in the depot. But it'll give us organizing, which will also get us stuff, so. Depot it is. You're scrolling through a hall novel behind the desk when Tangent comes in. She pauses and looks uncomfortable when she sees you and Mars looking at her and quickly disappears into the shelves. You and Mars shrug. A few minutes later, Tange comes up to the counter and drops a fistful of candy. She shifts from foot to foot as you ring her up, jostling up and down and rubbing her stomach. I also need something from behind the counter, she says quietly. Some medicine. You ask her what she needs and she mumbles the name. You can't hear her. Can you repeat that? She mumbles again a little louder. Mars stifles a giggle. I'm sorry, what? Tange rolls her eyes. Stirs! She curses. I need fart pills, okay? The stupid alien bacteria and all of the weird native food makes my stomach upset. OMG, Mars laughs. You have blue gut? Really? Tange, the perfect, has blue farts? Tange crosses her arms and looks miserable. You give Mars a questioning look. Blue gut? Blue gut? Mars says, you know, when you keep farting and farting, all this, like, blue dusty stuff? Mars leans over the counter to get a better look at Tange's backside. Oh no, she says dramatically. White was not the best color to wear today, Tangent. Your blood is as blue as Rin's hair. Mars cackles as Tange anxiously cranes her neck to look at her rear. Liar. Tange mumbles, not meeting your eyes. Just give me the pills, please. I don't want to talk about my stupid body. We're not going to say a word. Because we're not an asshole. You jab Mars in the ribs before she can make any more jokes and ring up Tange's request without another mention. You hand over the bag and Tange shoots you a grateful smile before leaving the depot, looking a little more relieved than when she came in. Yeah, we're not going to be an ass about it. Ooh. And then we'll make this one a 3 as well. Actually, it's better as a 5. And then we're just going to do a lot of 4s. Oh, I see. Well, that did not go the way I thought it would. I can fix that. I'll do this here. No. I like that this one is a 5. That's a run of 5s. This is the lowest card and it puts anything next to it and makes it a 3, which is annoying. Fine. This one is a 3 and it gives us a flush. But it's a blue card. Fine. Well, it's a goal. So we'll get more organizing than persuasion, but we at least get some persuasion. We haven't unlocked the job that gives us more persuasion yet, so... Alright. It is now mid-pollen, and apparently we've made friends enough with Mars to have an event. You approach Mars, who's deep in negotiations with some kind of bleh. I read. I promise I read. I've been reading this whole time. I will hydrate and see if I can't try that again. You approach Mars, who's deep in negotiations with some kind with Tangent. When Tange sees you over Mars's shoulder, she points and says your name. Thank you, forces of chance and chaos, Tange mutters, slipping away as Mars' attention returns to you. She's your problem now, Rin. Mars pretends not to hear. Rin, she exclaims, you're looking hideous today, darling. Luckily, I'm doing makeovers and fashion advice, free of charge. What's the catch? Mars smiles. No catch, she says smoothly. You just have to try on my new line of clothing and give me your honest opinion. Come with me, Mars says, directing you to her room. I've been working on these designs for weeks. They're fresh off the printer, and I'm dying to see how they look on a regular person like yourself. Mars's room is a riot of sparkling fabric. My first fashion line is all about dressing for the seasons of Vertumna, Mars says as she ushers you inside. Yellow and angular for dust, airy and pink for pollen, stuff like that. If we ever make it back to Earth, I want to be known as the visionary who brought Vertumna home. The only price will be your dignity. Yep, my dignity is going down the shitter. That's for sure. Well, okay. You know what, Mars, that's a great idea. Mars shrugs. I know. Mars indicates the pile of outfits on her bed. Well, what are you waiting for? Chop chop. You try on outfit after outfit, letting Mars scrutinize your silhouette and bearing. She seems genuinely focused on how the clothing performs. Finally, you finish trying on all the outfits. I think the glow jumpsuit is the winner. Go ahead and put it back on, Mars instructs. Then we'll do your hair and makeup. You sit on her bed as Mars pulls out her box of cosmetics. A day look, she asks, or something more bold for nighttime. You know what? Let's go with flashy. We did something subtle last time. Let's glam it up. We'll get some friendship in. Mars smiles at you with all of her perfect teeth. Someone after my own heart. Yeah, we're trying to be nicer to Mars because, you know. Mars does your makeup efficiently, then pulls out a bottle of bright blue nail polish. Oh, one more thing, and the look is complete. Mars paints your nails, humming tunelessly while she works. And voila, she says when she's done. You know what? Fuck it. I'm flirting. Let's go. I haven't tacked down who I'm gonna be with yet. We might as well. I like dressing up. For you. Mars doesn't miss your tone and smiles as she caps the bottle of nail polish. Is that so? She says, voice warm and teasing. What else would you do for me? She bursts out laughing before you can respond. Don't even go there. Your nails are wet. If you mess them up, I'm going to scream. Yeah, should be under colony governance. I agree. I would love to get into a debate, but I need higher persuasion. We'll work on it. Hey, Rex. He's still not used to things, but we're going in for another hug. Yes. So much hugging. We love it. Nummy. She's still exclaiming over the sky because it's pretty cool. Ooh, Cal and Tammy have a thing. Well, we're gonna talk to Tammy first. Tammy is standing outside the new lounge, looking in one of the windows. There's so many new people, she breathes. I know they're all probably lovely, but I've never made a friend who I didn't grow up with. What if they don't like me? Oh, Tammy, how could they not? Everyone is gonna fall in love with you. You're the best. Cal waves at you as you enter the garden, leaning on his shovel. Hey, Rin, he calls, but his eyes look past you, down the path to where Anemone is beating the absolute tar out of a training dummy. Her fierce battle cries echo across the colony, making Cal wince. She's been going totally hard lately, huh? He says. He scratches his face, smearing dirt across his cheek. She asked me yesterday if I wanted to spar with her. She said it would be good for self-defense. Cal smiles sadly at the memory. I told her I don't want to fight. Not her, not a training dummy, not anything on this planet. For real. I've never seen her get so mad at me. She called me a baby, told me I'm just gonna end up forcing everyone to protect me because I'm weak or helpless or whatever. He seems upset and stabs the ground a few times with his shovel. I just don't think it's right to fight anyone, especially the Xenos. They were here first, he says. What do you think, Rin? Ooh. You know the cycle of life, Cal. What do we think, guys? Fighting is how we survive. Sometimes you don't have a choice. Violence is never the answer. What do we think? Hey, Cal, let me introduce you to Dis. You and he have a few things in common. I know, I know. If only he weren't a straight boy, right? Sometimes you don't have a choice, Cal. Jeez, you sound like an adult, Cal grumps. They always tell us to see both sides of an argument, but I tried and I just... He shrugs. I just think if you have to hurt someone to get what you need, you don't deserve to have it. What if they attack you first? Cal throws up his arms in disgust. If something attacks you first, you probably did something wrong. Maybe you shouldn't keep going places where things want to attack you. What if your life depends on it? How is that fair? Their life depends on it too, Cal retorts. You can't just decide that you get to live and they don't. What if your loved ones are in danger? I mean, that's totally scary, but you kind of shouldn't be putting your loved ones in situations where they can be in danger in the first place. What if you're really hungry? I don't think that he's heard of carnivores. I don't know. Cal frowns and crosses his arms. I mean, that one's kind of on you. It ain't fair to kill something just because you didn't think ahead. He makes good points. He's not wrong. He's also not right. Do we concede that we can see his point, or do we think he's being naive? What do we think, chat? I can see his point. I can. And I'm not saying he's wrong. I also am not saying he's right either. There are many factors involved. This is a complicated discussion. We are having a discussion. We are not fighting with Cal. Please understand, I adore this man's and his penchants for not wanting to be violent in any way, shape, or form. I can see his point, and he's right with certain parameters. It's just not universally true. It's an ideal situation, and ideal isn't as common as we'd like. It's absolutely not common. Alright. Yeah, I can see your point. Cal looks relieved. Glad you think so, too. His eyes go back to Nem. She stops sparring with the training dummy and is looking up at the gardens as she has a drink. Neither she nor Cal wave at the other. Cal clenches his fist. There's gotta be a way to figure out how to live in peace with all the cool things that live on this planet, he says. Like, hey, look at this weed I saw growing over here. Cal has such strong convictions. It's one of the things you like best about him, even if some people disagree with them. And Cal's strength is upgraded because of this. You spend a few hours with Cal in the garden as he shows off the area that he's getting ready for the next planting season. The adults are really starting to trust him with more planning as he gets older, and he beams with pride. When you finally head out, you're just as dirty as he is, but you feel so much lighter. I agree with Cal that we should be able to get along. Aw, he's napping because he's working so hard again. Love that boy. Oh, Tanj, what's up? You spot Tangent leaning against the wall outside engineering. She's yawning, rubbing her eyes and staring off into space. She startles as you walk up. Oh, Rin, I was just taking a short break. Yawns are infectious, so we're gonna join in and yawn too. Did you stay up all night too? She asks. I don't even remember when I slept last. It might have been a few days ago. You haven't slept in 2 days? More like 3. She replies, then pauses for another jaw-cracking yawn. But as I said, I'm tired. Even my enhanced body has limitations. You look at her quizzically. I don't need to sleep as much as other people. It's a genetic... What's it? She says foggily. You know, a DNA enhancement. I guess sometimes even I forget to do it. I should set myself a reminder. Hollow, add to schedule, sleeping nightly 2300 for 3 hours. Her hollow palm emits a tone in response. Tangent nods sleepily. That should do it, she murmurs. Her eyes are practically closed. We're gonna find her a place to take a nap, because she clearly needs it. She hasn't slept in 3 days. Let's let her get a bit of a nap in now. Tange follows you obediently into the engineering wing, too tired to protest. You slip into medbay to grab a blanket and pillow off a shelf. By the time you return, Tange has already fallen asleep, curled up in an egg chair in the waiting area. You gently place the blanket over her, and she hums happily before going slack with much-needed sleep. Girl, we love you. Please take care of yourself. Tange looks as if she hasn't shed a tear since the day she was born. The engineering wing escaped the attack relatively unscathed, she says. We still have power and shelter, but more importantly, we have our knowledge. She nods, resolute. If anything can get us out of this dire situation, it will be technology. Sure. Of course, science is the answer. Nem fiddles with her personal defense plascutter. Never thought I'd actually be using one of these, she says quietly. Guess we all gotta be ready to defend ourselves now. Man, we need more toughness. You're pretty good friends with Rex, aren't you? Vase asks, giving you a once-over. He must not like what he sees. I wouldn't go around telling everyone that. It might not work out great for you. Just a bit of friendly advice. Oh, I'm going to kick your ass someday. It's gonna be fun. I talked to these two. Ooh, Dis. Dis has a thing. Dis has a thing. You head out of the colony, hoping to find Dis, and you do, as well as Rhett and Utopia, who have teamed up to talk to Dis about something that has him scowling deeply. It was different before the attacks, you hear Utopia say, but you're older now, and when you're on expedition, you can get into a lot more danger than when you were just a little kid going on walkabout. When you're out there on my team, I'm counting on you to do as you're told and to be where you said you'd be. She gestures beseechingly. What am I gonna do if something happens to you out there, kid? What if you disappear one day and you're hurt and no one knows where to find you? What if... I'll be fine. Dis cuts her off. I can take care of myself, and if I can't, that's on me. That's not how it works here, Rhett says, his voice stern. You're not just putting yourself in danger out there. You're putting the whole colony in danger. I know you're a bit of a loner, son, but you have family here. All of us. We're all your family. We're going to send people out to find you, and what if they get into the same trouble you did? He continues. We're counting on you to follow directions out there to keep everyone safe, not just yourself. Ooh, bless me. What if I don't want to be found? Dis explodes, waving his arms. What if I want to be left the hell alone? Rhett and Utopia are stunned by Dis's outburst. Rhett opens his mouth to respond, but Dis talks over him. If I don't come back, just leave me out there, he spits. If this planet wants me dead, maybe I deserve it, huh? Don't you ever think about that? Maybe I deserve to die out there. Maybe we all do. With that, Dis stomps away. Rhett and Utopia look stunned. You follow Dis around the outer walls of the colony to where he's angrily pulling things out of the drain pipe hiding hole he's long since outgrown. Stupid humans, he grumbles, stuffing what looks like a bedroll with a carrying bag into a carrying bag. I never think of anything except... Oh. He continues, trailing off when he sees you. What do you want? Are you okay? And great, Dis mutters. Just awesome, actually. Yeah, thanks for asking. You watch him pull things from his hideaway and throw them into 2 piles. Screw this colony, he says. I didn't ask to be a part of it. I don't need it. I don't need anyone. I'm better off living in the woods like an animal. At least that's real. He reaches in far and pulls out a busted-up-looking mechanical device. His old alien communicator he made using gear he stole from Command. Jeez, he laughs. Guess I don't need this anymore. I want to ask this question, but I don't know if that will kick me out of this conversation with him, and I want the flirt. I want the flirt. Like... Plague, if you're around, if I ask the question, will that kick me out of the conversation? Please tell me. No, Plague? Plague was here 24 minutes ago to hydrate me. He must be busy today. Is today his D&D campaign? It might be. Take me with you. Dis takes a second to consider this before your meaning sets in. What? Why? He replies, baffled. Come on, Rin, you have like a whole life here. A future, you have friends, people who love you. Don't throw it all away just to be with me. I'm not worth it. His face softens. Look, maybe once I'm set up, okay? I'll send you a message if you really mean it. Dis finishes packing up the stuff he's going to keep, which barely amounts to a full backpack. He straps it to his back and nods at you, determined. Did I ever tell you my full name? He asks, seemingly randomly. No, you didn't. We finally have it. Dis smiles a little at that, just with the corners of his mouth, as he huffs a self-deprecating smile, a self-deprecating laugh. Blah, 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 blah. I will get that word, I will. It cannot trounce me. I will conquer it someday. Yeah, I probably wouldn't have. It sucks, honestly. It's dysthemia. I don't have the reasoning to know what it means. So I have to ask, what does it mean? Dis takes a breath and lets it all out, his shoulders slumping. It means being sad. What a joke, right? Who names their kid that? It sucks. I'm laryngitis. Our parents really had no taste. Exactly. He shakes his head. Anan always talks about how babies make everyone happier. Was my mom sad before she had me and Tanj? Or did having us make her sad? His smile twists. Was it me? Was I the reason? Dis scuffs his boot in the dirt. Whatever, he mumbles. No one's cared about me. Basically ever. Hey, what do I look like? Chopped liver here, Dis? Come on. Since before I was born. My own mom didn't love me. The, like, one person who you think you could. He looks up at the sky and blinks rapidly. Whatever, he repeats. I'm out of here. Thanks for everything, Ren. You're the only good thing about this shithole. I'm gonna miss you. I'm giving him a hug. I'm giving him a hug right now. The man's needs a hug. Fuck him, he needs a hug. He's not getting away without one. Not in my game. Not in this lifetime. Also, ad break incoming. You throw your arms around Dis, who grunts and pats your back awkwardly. He doesn't relax until you finally relent and let him go. You watch him disappear between the fungal trees. Within minutes, he's out of sight. You're getting ready for bed later that day when you receive a colony-wide announcement through your holopalm. It reads as follows. Colony notice. Reminder, there are to be no unauthorized trips outside the walls without prior authorization from Expeditions Command. Anyone caught in violation of this rule will be punished. This includes going for a walk. It is dangerous outside the walls and is only to be done by trained and armed personnel. Thank you, Command. How about that? You send Dis a message. Question mark, question mark, question mark, question mark. Dis messages you back immediately with just a picture of a knife. You're guessing he didn't get very far. Gosh, dang it. They caught him. Dis looks more skittery than usual, looking around at the new defenses. There's too many people here now, he mutters. Too much noise, too many mouths to feed. Whatever's out there isn't going to be happy with us. Yeah, I know. I know, man, I know. Who haven't I talked to? I started at command. I think I went to... Yeah, I'm still talking to people. Hey, Sprout, your dad greets you. Lots of work to do, getting this flying umbrella off the ground again. But I always have time for you. He laughs and rubs his face. No one from the Helio understands anything about putting plants in the dirt. They're trying, though. Mom! Mom, you're here! Mom, you're here! No, Winter Fairy. I'm pretty sure that he got caught just like this last time. It's just we were not friends with him to know that it happened. It was off-screen event for us because we were elsewhere. You've barely seen your mom since the Heliopause arrived. When you do, she looks frail. Like all of her strength got used up last year and she's only just starting to recover. Except instead of relaxing, she's hard at work rebuilding the geoponics domes. It must be hard for her to shake the fear it might happen again. Being able to load your tray full of food at the canteen is still a luxury you don't take for granted. Sometimes you make up a tiffin for your mom so she doesn't miss lunch. Hey, Rin, she says, smiling as you approach. Is that lunch? I've been smelling the caramelized onions all morning. I can't wait. You deliver the tiffin into her grateful hands, and she cracks the lid and takes a big inhale. She smiles. You know, people used to give thanks before meals back on Earth. I think I can understand why. I'm just thankful you're here, Mom. No, I'm pretty... Well, yes, he did vanish after that mysterious explosion last time, Trav, but I'm pretty sure that that happened later than now. Like, that is a glow season event that happens a few years after this point. I'm pretty sure that last time he did get caught just like this time. So, it's just we weren't friends enough to get the event to show what was happening to Dis last time. So... we now know what is going on with Dis far more intimately than we did before, is what it is what it is. Yeah. This has all happened before, because this is run number 2 of this game. She reaches over and ruffles your hair. You're a good kid, Rin, she says, and looks at you a second, weighing whether to continue. I know we don't talk about it, but I know how hard you busted your butt back then, making sure the colony didn't starve. When you're fighting for your life, that's when you know the true measure of a person, she continues solemnly. I wish you didn't have to be tested at such a young age, but you really showed what you were made of. I'm so proud of you, kid. Oh, Mom. Sorry. It's just nice to have her in the second half of the game. Are you kidding me? Our mom is awesome. We missed her so much. Have I hugged you today? I'm coming in for another one. Thanks, Rex. Can I have another one? I need more. Thank you, Rex. Have I talked to everyone now? I think I've talked to everyone now. Except for maybe Asshole here. No, I talked to him too. Time to go for more persuasion. I know we're not going to get a lot, but the organizing helps too. 200? I'm tempted to get this, but I'm also tempted to get this. But that means switching out our Ricky. Plus 10 to all social skills or plus 20 to specifically persuasion, which is our lowest social skill. Screw it. Cool jacket. Cool. Oops. The rookie has to go because we need the cool jacket for the persuasion because we just need it. Dear gods, do we need it? Yeah. Alright. This does mean that we can go do this. We're not quite to 40 even with the boost. What do you think about the new kids? Mars asked. Most of them are very, you know, soldiery, and I suppose that's okay if you like that sort of thing. Rex is a total hottie though, and from what I hear, he's... She makes a significant expression with her eyebrows, conveying something. Well, you know. She continues. I just think I have a chance with him. Dude, everyone has a chance with him. Everyone. Alright, time to work in the depot. We need the persuasion. The mood is somber as Mars calls the Secret Fun Times Club meeting to order. Anemone won't be joining us today, she announces, or probably ever again. She told me she's too busy with training and stuff, and she didn't want to do any more sneaking around. She sniffs dismissively. It's okay, she was kind of a square anyway, but we need someone to replace her. So we're going to investigate the people from this new ship. What are they like? What do they like to do for fun? More importantly, can we recruit them for the SFC? Mars stops and holds up her finger. Oh, and it's just SFC now. The Secret Fun Times Club was okay when we were little, but we're practically adults now. What about the new Governor Lum? Tange asks. I know he's technically an adult, but he's fairly young. It would be beneficial to have someone with some actual clout on our side. Mars gives Tange a withering look. We already have someone important in the club, Tange, but thank you for your contribution. She crosses her arms and thanks. I mean, Lum's all right. Kind of dumb, but like, you don't have to be smart to be hot, you know? I can't believe Uticott just let him be in charge. I've listened in on some of his council meetings and they're like total chaos. He's like, has no idea what he's doing. That's... Oh my god, I have not made friends enough with anyone to do anything. That's funny. Well, I'm not recruiting anyone this time. That's kind of mean, Mars, Tammy says. I'm sure he's trying his best. We should invite him over for snacks and tea and see if he needs help learning how to fit in. And, shouldn't we be trying to have fun, not getting involved in politics? On that note, who do you approach to join the club? Nobody, because that's all the option I have. Apparently, I have not made friends enough with anyone. That's a 1. That's a 6. And that's a 4. I would invite Sim, but, you know, he's an alien. I don't think he'd come. You haven't really clicked with any of the Helio kids, and you know better than to suggest an adult, so we're gonna work in the depot. Well, this one's not going to be very useful. +2 to all other strength physical cards. We have a 5. We have this. We have this. And we got a pair of 1s. Flush 5. This is as good as it gets. But maybe I don't do that. Maybe I do this instead. Yet somehow not as good. It's a poozle, all right. I could do... No, the pairs would be higher. Well, it's a win. I'll take a win. Late pollen. I don't believe that's anyone's birthday. Oops. You're dust. You're dust. You're wet. You're wet. Tammy is late pollen. It's Tammy's birthday. It's Tammy's birthday. Rex is early. Nami's is mid-dust. Vase is mid-wet. Sim is unknown. Lots of things about Sim are unknown. We haven't been out in a while. I might have to go get presents. Okay. Mars. Ugh. Can you believe Uticott? Mars sneers, tapping away at her holopalm. She's a washed-up old bureaucrat who has no idea how to lead us in a crisis. She's totally given up. You should just step down so someone else can actually get things done. Supposedly she kind of has, but I don't think it's been announced officially. Rex is still Rex. We're just gonna give him a hug because all the hugs. Nami is still reeling about things. It's Tammy's birthday. Tammy purses her lips as she looks out of the shambles of the colony. What a shame, she says quietly. We all worked so hard and now it's just gone. She sniffles and puts her fingertips to her lips. I tried so hard to make this place feel like home. I don't know what else I can do. Tammy, have a flower. Flowers on my birthday? How beautiful. She gives you a gigantic hug. Absolutely, Tammy. You're a dear, dear friend. Ooh. Tammy stands at the door of the lounge, looking across the colony to where the geoponics domes are under reconstruction. Oh, hello, she says when she realizes you're watching her. Do you speak to Cal very much? Does he ever, well, talk about me? She flushes a deep pink and looks away. Oh, forget I said that. She's adorable and I love her. Cal is napping. Can't say he talks about you, Tammy, because usually I find him asleep. It is good to see the rest of the colony finally appreciate the work we do here, Tanj says. Certainly agriculture and infrastructure were necessary for our initial survival, but the attack last glow has made it clear that subsistence alone will not save us from the aliens. She clenches her fist. We need to be smarter than them. Well, I mean, I think you are, but you are also angry, and that's not useful. Hey, asshole. I don't know why I talk to you. You know what? Goodbye. I can't be bothered. I don't know if I'm gonna do anything for Vertimiglia this year, Nem says, crossing her muscular arms. I know Calm wouldn't want me to stop just because of him, but it doesn't feel right. Yeah, hey, I understand. I do. I do. Bestie. Yep. Too many people, too much noise, too much everything. I know. I know. Hey, Dad. You spot your dad munching on a soy ration. You know those soy boys from the new ship are pretty good, he says. I know it's basically the same stuff as what we've got, but it tastes different. He examines the bar with a critical eye. Probably some kind of unique chemical fingerprint from the kitchen nanoprinter. It's possible. Things are a mess right now, but you can feel your mom's relief radiate off her as she incorporates the Heliopause's hydroponics into the colony. Someone tips over a wheelbarrow of dirt, and instead of blowing up, she just laughs and calls them a dumbass. After a year starving and struggling, it's nice to see her smile again. It is. It very much is. Alright, I have very low stress. I'm gonna spend some time getting supplies. We're just gonna go down the way, and for the next 3 months, we're gonna pick up all the things. Okay. Oh, no. Keep exploring. I did not mean to go that close. Utopia. Chief Surveyor Utopia stops you in Dis near the depot. Feel that? She asks. You can feel a kind of ominous, distant thumping, pulsing regularly through the ground. If you stand still, you can feel it vibrate up into your own body, too, like a massive global pulse. Utopia says, checking a readout in her holopalm. I reckon it's naturally occurring, she concludes, but it's giving me the willies all the same. You two better check it out. Mind you stick together and take readings on the way, in case it's dangerous. You and Dis look at each other, excited. You follow the thumping, now an audible noise, growing louder, west until you've roughly triangulated its location. You know you're getting close, but it sounds like it's coming from all around you, and your instruments aren't precise enough to help. What do you think it is? Dis spreads his hands. Aliens, he says seriously. You both laugh. No, I mean, it's probably some gardener stuff, right? It's gotta be. Let's follow that sound, shall we? Not that we need the perception, but this should be pretty easy. Let's see here. This is a gem card. This is a gem card, and this. It's not a gem card, but this is, yeah. No, this is fine. I would love to put this 4 here in the middle, but this will become a 3 if I do. It's fine. Actually, maybe we do this instead. Yeah. I like it. I like it a lot. Next round. Okay. Let's see here. +2 for each gems on other cards. This will become a 3. So if we do 4, 3. Nope. Oh, well, 2. We don't get that extra bonus for straights here because these are specifically social bonus straights. But we can do this. 22 for an overarching goal of 45. Yeah, this is fine. This is fine. Next round. Okay. That's nice. We'll do this. See, if we put this here, then this is not the only mental card, so... Not quite a super goal, but... It's a win. I'll take it. You find a machine? An ancient broken down machine, like a small pyramid shaped building made from some kind of dark stone or bone, or that looks almost like it grew that way. Except it isn't broken. It's just so very old and overgrown, it looks more like a pile of rubble and roots than a building or engine or whatever it is. The thumping noise comes from inside it. The vibrations are strong here, making your guts feel weird. I can't analyze it because I don't have the engineering. You don't notice it at first, but there's a curious path on the ground moving away from the machine, a line half a meter wide where the dirt is a little more worn and bare. It heads off in a straight line to the west, or coming from the west. Could animals have made this path? Or the thumper itself? We will marvel at it. It will give us a little bit of engineering. You run your hand over its pitted, vibrating surface. How could something so unbelievably old still work? It's definitely not natural. You can even see something like writing carved deep in the not-quite rock. Dis starts making an unts noises under his breath to the beat of the thumper. It's a pretty sick beat. Allison, welcome in. I hope you are well. It is lovely to see you today. Eventually, you head back to share your findings with Utopia. Totally an alien civilization, Dis insists. Utopia scratches her head. I suppose, maybe, she says. You said it looks ancient, right? Perhaps there could have been another civ here a long ago. We have found other signs, but nothing active like this. It seems to be pointing west, or receiving something. She snaps her fingers. There's some right ugly ridge lines out there that have kept us from checking that direction, but we've got gliders and motivation. That's half the battle. She makes a note on her holopalm. I'll open up the western resting ridges for surveyors, she says, then grins. Whew! Say that 3 times fast. I am doing well. I am glad to hear that you are as well. The rest of chat can speak for themselves if they'd like, of course. Well, we'll have to stick together. I'm gonna say Dis is right. It's definitely aliens. Diffs gives you a knowing look, but says nothing. Alright. Off into the wild blue yonder, where we pick up all of the things. I will not be doing anything but taking pickups at this time. Thank you very much. Stick! I've got a pupper to give it to. Stick! Hey, Sin. I have arrived and I am cadaverific Allison, but at least my bestie is a necromancer. I mean, you know, the family that necromances together stays together. We just opened one, Trav. We just opened the ridges. Like, literally just. So, I can't go there yet, but next month. You're walking up a trail when you're caught by surprise. It's Sim! And he's running? You're knocked to the side as he pushes past you, running in the opposite direction with barely a glance. You shout and chase after him, but after a few seconds it becomes clear you don't have a hope of finding Sim when he doesn't want to be found. You turn and continue along the path, and around the next bend you spot a familiar face. Utopia. She's collecting rock samples with a pickaxe like some old-timey prospector. Who the hell was that? She demands. Who? I didn't see anyone. Utopia squints at you. The man who just ran past, the tall guy, dressed in black? How did you not see him? She hikes her pickaxe off her shoulder. Whatever. Just watch where you're running, okay? The gravel's loose around here, and maybe check in with Dr. Instance, get your eyes looked at. You agree, happy to be out of this conversation without any trouble, and continue on along the path before Utopia asks any more questions. You walk for a couple of minutes before you see Sim again. He seems to be in good humor, despite the close call. Oh, he says, leaning against a tree. It is tiresome to be so secretive. He wipes his eyes, brimming with mirth. It is such a pleasure to be around you and Dis, and to not have to hide myself. He sobers quickly. I do appreciate your discretion, he says. It is not the right time for the gardeners to be formally introduced. To do so too early would cause a great degree of chaos. Yes, even the female surveyor, he continues. I do like her, but I have learned from my limited experience with your kind that adults of your species do not react well to surprises. Yes, you came just in time for your boy. Seems to be the timing of today. We should visit the swamp. I can't get to the swamp yet, Trav. It's not open yet. I'm sure there's a great necromancer pun reply, but my brain is too tired to come up with it. Family members raise each other's spirits. He may or may not romance next. I'm not sure. Oh my gosh, you guys are the best. We should decay in the swamp. I would love to, but I don't have it open yet, you guys. Oh my gosh, the Helios just arrived. It is good you're here, though, Sim continues. I do need something from you. Data. What? Sim holds up his hand. Please do not be alarmed, he says placatingly. I do not mean sensitive information such as personnel and defenses. I mean only the contents of your digital cultural archive. Like holovids? Sim smiles. Yes, exactly. Your holographic recordings of movies, music, books, cultural artifacts only, I promise. Why? How can you close a swamp? It's a piece of land. You just go there. I've actually seen a swamp closed due to flooding before. They employed a sign. Look, it's not that the swamp isn't there all the time. It's that I am not allowed to go to said swamp. Therefore, the game does not give me the option. A sign can't stop me if I refuse to read. Apparently the swamp's not going to open up until you're 17. Then you hunt up Utopia again to get directions. Ah, well, one day. I'll be like 75% of the US population. It's sad that that's probably closest to true. Well, says Sim, isn't it obvious? I wish to know more about your kind. I wish to learn how to... He struggles for the right phrasing. I wish to learn how to act in such a way that is not so discomforting to humans. I mean, that's fair. Yeah, I'll do it. Sim's gentle smile grows warmer. Truly, he asks, clasping his hands. Oh, I thought it would take a great deal more convincing. You are surprising. It's such a pleasure. Me torn between making a DW meme joke or the Jared meme joke on the reading. I mean, fair. Only swamp I've ever been to was the Okefenoki swamp. Probably mangled that. Got to ride in a canoe and be very close to venomous snakes and crocs as a kid. Yep. I've been to a couple of swampy areas. None that I can name offhand. Mostly it's full of mud. I don't recommend hiking. That's pretty much it. You tell Sim that you can likely find a meme drive in engineering and fill it with data he wants. I could ask questions. I could flirt. Or I could bid him farewell. What do we think, guys? To flirt or not to flirt with the alien? That is the question. I personally, as streamer, love to flirt with everybody. So, Allison's like, flirt with my boy. Of course you're going to flirt. Oh my gosh, you guys, you're so funny. All right. Teach him the ways of your people. I will. Sim startles and laughs, his hand shooting up to cover his mouth. Oh, you're so bold, Rin. That is a quality I genuinely admire about you. What a marvelous gift to be able to simply voice whatever is on your mind without the burden of forethought. He taps his lips thoughtfully. Perhaps watching your holographic videos will help me to understand the nuances of your request. Ah, denied. Denied. This boy has denied me. I just wanted to smooch an alien to see what it was like. Come on. Remember, first things first. Caffeine. Second things first, alcohol. Third things first, can we fuck it? That's how this works. Did you bring what I asked? Sim is standing in the shadows, wrapped up in his clothes, like he's trying to blend into the jungle. He looks like a vid actor pretending to be shifty. You guess he's asking about the data you asked. He asked you to smuggle out of engineering. Well, I brought you something, but not that. I'm gonna give you a crystal. Sim examines the crystal for a moment and then hands it back to you. I think you'd better hold on to this, Ren. You may need it later. I love that he just gives them back. He just does. Okay, well, moving on. Must collect all the things. Need all the things. Okay, this is a boss. Was there any branches? Yes. It's a log. It's another log. They're big, they're heavy, they're wood. I could do events, but I don't want to be that stressed out. I think I've caught everything. I don't particularly need Sim to de-stressify me. It doesn't actually do that much. There doesn't seem to be any other pathways out, so the near area of this place seems to have been, because the colony is expanded, is shorter now. So it's time to go home. Yeah, well, I just wanted to talk to him and learn things. Like, I'm allowed to do that, right, Allison? Go home. Yes, go home. I don't want to be that stressed out. We got a little bit more bravery, some perception, friendship with Dis. It's all good. And now it is early dusk. Dis is standing at the mouth of his drainage sewer hideout, his arms crossed as he studies it from the outside. Do you think they got in this way? He asked quietly. There's a grate farther in. I haven't gone in there to check yet. Maybe. Okay, so we have opened up the ridge. We can now survey the ridge, which is perception and engineering, so that's great. We have explored nearby and apparently missed a collectible. Don't know how that happened. Didn't do the boss event either. It's fine. Didn't wanna. Alright, I gotta go talk to some peeps. Cal looks like he's being run ragged. Hey Ren, he says, leaning against a pallet of building supplies scavenged from the Heliopause. What's up? I don't have a lot of time. I gotta get these over to geoponics, and then we gotta get plants in the ground. It's not your birthday, it's Nem's birthday, and I actually have things that she likes, so good. Dad! Yep, the soy bars taste different. It's fine. Mom! Your mom has set up a makeshift desk near the construction site and is going over some spreadsheets on her holopalm. She turns to you and you're surprised to see her look relaxed for the first time in over a year. Sure, everything's a mess right now, she says, but these guys showed up at just the right time. They have working hydroponics, good soil, and plenty of food reserves. We shouldn't run into trouble again. Good. Good. Hey, Rex. I got you a present. Rex shoots you a shy smile. Nothing dog likes more than a stick, right? Yeah, but also I need a hug. Give hug. Hugs. Hugs. Rex folds you into his arms, bending his whole body to you. He smells warm and a little spicy, like clean sweat and sunshine. It's a good hug, the kind that makes you instantly just a little more relaxed. Oh, hey. Friend event. You find Rex playing cards by himself in the lounge with an actual physical deck of cards. He looks up as you approach and visibly brightens when he sees you, sitting up straight with his dog-like ears on alert. "Way, hey, Rin," he exclaims. "How's it hanging? Do you want to play a game with me?" Is it bottoms up? I love that game. Rex blinks at you, surprised. "Oh, I didn't know they played it in the colony," he says. You don't know how to explain to him that you don't. You just remember him explaining it to you in another life, so you keep your mouth shut. "Well, since you already know how to play, what do you want to bet?" Let's go all in. "Hey, big spender. Yeah, of course. Whatever you feel comfortable with is fine by me," he winks. Let's not lose. Look at this boy. Look at this boy. So cute. Rex shuffles the cards and deals half the deck to each of you, and you begin to play the game. The best thing about this game is it's not very hard to play," Rex says, scooping up his winning cards. "It's all about how well you know the other person, and, well, we don't know each other very well. Yet. So, what do you want to know about me? Have you made any friends here?" "Oh, yeah, of course," Rex says. He looks happy. "All the adults are so much nicer than the ones I grew up with. Like, they care so much about how and why they do stuff. I love being around them. And the other teens, like, whoa, you guys are all so cool. Anemone and Tange are so passionate. Cal and Tammy are so sweet. And Mars is like a galactic level hottie. Wow." He trails off, lost in thought. "Oh, and that Dis guy seems interesting too." He even likes Dis. "What do you like to do for fun?" "Talk to people, mostly," Rex says, putting down a low card to win the hand. "I like to see what everyone's doing and help them and stuff if I can. I just really like being around other people. I like doing whatever they're doing." "Oh, and cuddling, of course. I love cuddling. And running and chasing stuff." He rubs the soft inner part of his ear and smiles sheepishly. "So, what are your plans for the future?" Rex blinks at you. "Oh, wow. Big question. I don't know. I think if I stayed on the Heliopause, I probably would have ended up becoming a soldier like everyone else, but planetside?" Rex smiles to himself as he puts down a high card. "I could do anything. I've always liked making things with my hands, and I like to make other people happy. Maybe I can do something with that." Well, enough talking. Let's play the game. I don't have the empathy, but I do have future knowledge. You play out the rest of the cards, staying fairly even in points until Rex is left with only one card, and you have two. You're trailing, but not by much. If you play your low card for an easy win, you'll gain enough points to make it a draw. If you gamble on the slightly higher card in your hand, you might lose entirely, but you could win. Wait, we've played this game before. A memory jolts through you from a past life. Rex's last card is high. You can definitely win this, even with your high card. What do we do, guys? What do we do, guys? A shame we don't get, like, event special outfits, because could you imagine Rex in a little bartender outfit for his bar? I know, Allison. Play the hard card? Alright. Play the high card it is. You put down your higher of your two cards, and Rex shouts, "Are you for real?" He laughs. "That was a really risky play. You're lucky I only had a high card left." He turns over his card. It's even higher than yours. You win the game by a comfortable margin. And we collect our winnings. Rex links your hollow palms and transfers your winnings. "It's a good thing I love helping so much," he laughs. "You can rack up kudos pretty fast." And just for that, more hugs. Broccoli! Welcome in. It's lovely to see you. Are we chilling with the dog boy? We were just chilling with the dog boy and playing cards. Tammy is standing outside the new lounge. Nope, we've read this one. Did It's early dust. I have not given Nem her birthday present. I gotta go find Nem. Nami is still just in awe of the sky. Don't blame her. It's pretty cool. Sky is awesome. Tange almost doesn't notice you approach. She's staring into the distance, almost as if she's gone into sleep mode with her eyes open. She blinks out of her daze when she hears your footsteps. Oh, Rin, it's only you. What do you need? I don't know. Just be my friend? Can't I just say hi, Tange? Jeez Louise. Nem! Yeah, he's totally hot. Hey, Nem gives you a little smile as she accepts the egg. Thank you for remembering my birthday, Rin. It's hard without Calmier. Yeah, I know, Nem. I know. I don't have enough toughness to train with her is the problem. I would love to. Why am I bothering to talk to you? I don't know. Fuck off. I just cannot be bothered. Okay. I've talked to basically everybody but Mars, I think, because I didn't go upstairs. Right. Okay. I could go back out to the ridges, because we haven't been to the ridges yet, and collect more things. That actually probably is the thing I will do this month. It will give me a little bit of engineering, which is great, because I got 2. Which is my lowest. Not that we need the perception, mind. Did you miss anything interesting? Mom and Dad are alive. I saved them both, Broccoli. Try for more kindness with Tammy. You need to stat up, but you make her very happy. Guess this implies the timeline has fixed points that don't change regardless of butterflies. Reckon so. Did we get data for Sim? No, we haven't gotten the data for Sim. I suppose we could go to engineering and get the data so that the next time we go out. Let's see if there's anything new here. Yeah, here's the data. I can't be a tutor. I don't have the reasoning. Sim asked you for data on human culture, television shows, music, books, things like that. You have unlimited access to Congruence's media archives through your Holopalm, but for Sim, it will be a little more complicated. You'll need to find a physical storage unit with enough memory to contain a chunk of the Holo archives. We could ask Professor Hal for one, or we could steal one. Yes, I saved Dad. So that was the thing. That was the big thing you missed. We have flirted with Mars, with Sim, with Rex, with basically everybody but Vase that we could. We've even flirted more with Dis. He tried to leave. He got caught. Poor mans. Hey now, you missed someone you love flirting with. Death. This isn't Darkest Dungeon 2. Raptor, come on. I'm gonna steal one. I don't want anyone to know I have it. This could go terribly. Let's go. I'm such a rebel. Look at this. All rebellion. The robot workshop would be a good place to look. You sneak in. Nobody around. Good. You rummage around until you find what looks like a portable holo unit in a drawer, then find a port in the wall to plug it into. An interface pops up with options to copy data onto the tiny drive. Perfect. You start by carefully copying your very favorite vids and games, then realize there is a ship-ton more room on this tiny device. You sweep in several thousand more vids, as well as the entire contents of the school's Learningpedia. As you slip the unit into your pocket, the congruence console above you suddenly flickers and lights up. Congruence seems amused. She doesn't sound an alarm, though, although you know you shouldn't be in here, but asks in a neutral voice, "What are you doing in here, Ren?" I need a holo unit for school." You casually take it back out of your pocket and present it to her. You tell her Professor Hal told you to come get one and put some data in it. You're studying old Earth media and humanities. Congruence actually believes you, you think. It's hard to tell since she has complete control over her facial expression. As you leave, you realize the hole in your story. Why would you need it on a physical drive instead of just watching it on your holopalm? Congruence must have seen through your ruse, but deemed it harmless. Well, at least you're done. Yeah, I had a feeling I would get caught no matter what, but maybe Congruence can keep a secret. Maybe we can convince Professor Hal he just forgot that he had told us that. I don't know. Am I wrong? Adventurous soul is always at risk? Well, this is the adventures of Rin, but you're not precisely wrong. Okay. We've done that. That helped our persuasion just a smidge. We're gonna go to the ridges. To the ridges. Hey, let's go check out a place. Argue that Hal wanted you to experience the old ways, but by having it on screen. Yeah, well, we'll wait to see if that bites us in the ass later. Utopia. The only way to the westing ridges is by glider, part vehicle, part kite, and all adrenaline. You land on the rocky, broken-up spine of the nearest ridge, and nearly fall over when you look down at the plummeting slope into the basin below. You are a long way up. Dis and Utopia glide in beside you. "Woo!" Utopia exclaims. "You handled that glider like a champ, Dis. You too, Rin." She peers down over the slope of the ridge. "A lot more exciting than the swamps, right? I want you two to stick together out here. It's dangerous in those ancient convergent domain ruins." Convergent domain ruins? You look around. The landscape is like nothing you've ever seen before. Dry, cracked soil gives way to steep cliffs, and what little vegetation here is brittle and sharp. You can feel the dry air wick away the moisture in your lips. Wait, what the heck is that? I have not flirted with Utopia yet. I just have not. I've had other priorities. I'm gonna ask. You point it out. Utopia gives it a nudge with her foot. "Beats me," she says. You unearth the object. It's pulsing with light and warms the touch. "Hold up," Utopia says. "Don't just go picking things up, Rin. Could be radioactive, you know." Utopia waves her holopalm crystal over it, then checks her interface. Only a little," she concludes. "Whatever it is, it looks old. Like thousands of years old. We've been digging up glowing gadgets all over the region, but got no clue what they're for. You hang on to that one, maybe you'll figure it out." Okay, what is this crystal stuff way down below? "Oh, those," Utopia says, pointing to the crystal formation so densely packed into the ravine that it looks like a sparkling river. More outcroppings of crystals decorate the slopes. They're all over the place. Be careful with them. Not sure if they're animal, vegetable, or mineral. She points off into the distance. There's a big island of them over there, like a glacier. Covers the whole damn place. Might be related to the convergent domain, but we ain't sure yet. Oh, okay. Huh, what's that cute little nose doing on your cute little face? Utopia narrows her eyes at you, but just stares you down. Then she breaks into a grin. "I don't know what you're playing at, Rin." She puts extra emphasis on her accent. "But you ain't getting any special treatment from yours truly just for buttering me up. You'll have to pull your weight just like the rest of the surveyors here. Now go on, kid. Try not to fall off a cliff." It's hard to make two dangerous decisions in this game. Well, letting your girlfriend to engineer genocide is an exception. Yeah, it's a little bit dangerous. Alright, time to take our pets on a journey. We're gonna pick up everything. All the things, I tell you, all the things. Alright, well, That... Where are the things? Give unto me the things. Game. Yes, I know I went in a circle. I was looking for collectibles. It did not give me the collectibles I desired. Flower. Do. Crystal, crystal. Hey Sim, I will talk to you in a moment. I just happen to know that there's a thingy what here. Okay. Well. Here, I brought you something. What's this? Sim examines the device for a moment, then hands it back to you. I think you'd better hold on to this, Rin. He says, you may need it later. Well, he likes them. Everything. It's just what it says. Everything. I was hoping I would get more out of him, but no. So who do you consult for the chance to fight over the weather ID, over the weather in the Midwest? It shouldn't be sunny, snowing, windy, and 35 degrees Fahrenheit all at once. Raptor, I believe that there are a number of weather deities that you could absolutely speak to on the matter. I don't believe any of them will change anything, though. But you can absolutely complain. Do you think you have to type on your holopalm? Because if it's one hand, that only leaves one for typing. But, like, direct brain typing would be so cool. Wow, is that alien tech? Who'd like that kind of thing? Trav, your nudge nudge wink wink does not need to be nudge nudged wink winked so hard. I intend to give Dis some of that, yes. I just can't do that right this second. I just think of Helldiver input pad where they have on their arms, just on the palm instead. Yeah, if you want to be able to type with both hands, you need a hollow eye rather than a hollow palm. But I'm sure that there's definitely a method to typing with one hand, and I'm sure lots of people do it to this day on their cell phone. I have got the data you asked for. I knew it, Sim exclaims. I dreamed it last night in my vat. In your what now? Yes, but answer a question first? Sim waves his hand dismissively. Never mind, let me have the data drive. Okay, yes, but answer a question first. Sim sighs and crosses his arms, but from his smile you can tell he's amused by your little game. Okay, I'll answer exactly one question, he allows. What is it? Do the gardeners want to hurt us? Eris. She's probably involved in the current weather, but she's unlikely to listen to any prayers until Friday, which is her holy day. You'll need to make sure to eat a hot dog without a bun as an offering. She's also a goddess of chaos, so she probably won't listen to you anyway, but you can try. I miss my flip phone and slide phone that had physical keyboards. Same. Indeed, guys, indeed. Do the gardeners want to hurt us? Yeah, that's why she's involved in the current weather. I agree, Trav. I absolutely agree. I just don't think it'll matter if you pray to her or not. She will tell you to talk to the complaints department, and then she will not tell you where the complaints department is. All I know is one day I made fun of Baldur and got a blizzard. Yeah, that's never a good idea. I have respect for that man's. Automod, please stop. Don't miss their batteries, though. Them shifts had baby batteries. Couldn't last a tween texting at a reasonable rate. No, they really could not. Anyways, back to the game. Sim sighs. I hoped your question was going to be a fun one. He takes a breath and answers carefully. It's not that we want to hurt you, he replies. It's not personal, or even malicious. It's like,
Dealing with an invasive species, sometimes you need to resort to harsh methods to remove it before it destroys the ecosystem. He holds out his hand expectantly. Perhaps that is not the answer you wish to hear, he says gently, but it is not our fault you are the way you are. You hand over the data drive and Sim takes it reverently, staring as if he could see what's inside. Marvelous, he says. Like a genetic payload, except with digital data instead of organic. What will I learn from this trove, I wonder? You're still puzzling over the implications of the phrase genetic payload as he continues. The other gardeners are so tedious and obsessed with their work, he complains. They're more concerned with manipulating equilibrium than experiencing new things. They don't understand that novelty is what makes life interesting. He slips the data drive into his sleeve. Thank you, Rin. I will treasure this. Ah, trust me. Well, I'm gonna walk this way then. And I'm gonna pick a flower. Maybe two. Nothing else. Alright. We will talk to Dis in a moment. I don't want to miss a collectible. I could feel it. I could taste it. How I could do that in a digital space, who knows? PB! You're back in Dalmare. Oh no. Please, hopefully you will survive. Hopefully you will survive. Dis is an entirely different person when he's outside the colony walls. Without people constantly trying to correct his asocial behavior, it's like he's blossomed into someone who's actually confident. The more time you spend with him out here, the more glimpses you catch of the real Dis. Bet you can't do this, he says, jumping off a huge boulder and doing a cool roll at the end. Wait, no, bet you can't do it with your eyes closed. I can. You and Dis cavort around, daring each other to do more and more dangerous things. Dis isn't scared of anything. You think you see something up on one of the plateaus above you. The cliffside is covered in convenient vines. Oh, we're daring him to kiss us on the lips. He's 14 now, it's fine. We're only about a year older than him. Dis goes pale. What? No, that's not the same, he exclaims. You're cheating. Wow, you might have found the one thing Dis is scared of. He insists you pick a real dare. Well, we're gonna dare him to climb up there. Dis scrambles up the cliff, no problem. He turns around at the top. Now your turn. Well, you dared him, so you gotta follow through. The vines are slippery and dangerous, and some of them are even alive, and wriggle when you grab them. You lose your grip right at the top, and you slip and start to fall. But Dis grabs you. Got you, Dis exclaims, pulling you over the ledge. Your heart is thumping and you're all sweaty from fear, but you did it. Dis looks so calm and collected, even though he just climbed the same treacherous wall and had to save you from a long fall. Why doesn't he ever seem scared? The plateau is empty, but it provides a great view to look out over the resting ridges. You and Dis take a break and watch the shadows creep across the dusty, craggy landscape. This is the life, Dis says. No school, no gossip, no bullies, no one telling me what to do or what to think. Ooh. He has no fear, because he has been augmented to have no fear. That's why. He props his elbow on his knees and squints into the suns. Even with my augmentation in the colony, I always feel like such a coward. But maybe the problem isn't me. It's everyone else, you know? Ad break incoming, by the way. I swear we knew that already. Well, we had a vague understanding of it already, Trav. It's just we hadn't confirmed it in the specifically. I'm not scared of any of the usual stuff. Monsters, getting hurt, even dying. Like, who cares? He continues. But humans keep finding ways to control people with fear. Well, they can't control me. So, how about that kiss?
Dis laughs, embarrassed, and starts scrambling down the side of the cliff again. You'll have to catch me first. Fine. I will catch you when I can, Dis, my man. Alright. Flower, flower. Flower, flower. Crystal, crystal. Anything over here? Just double checking. Gotta check all the angles, you know? Nope, nothing. Nothing more. Double crystal. Jackpot. Let's see what my collectibles are like now. Not bad. Not bad. These I have to get in another area. But I'm good. Expeditions has been collecting energy readings from this area, tracing the invisible ley lines of power like the one from the thumper that brought you here in the first place. They pointed you to this cave, a nexus of power at the convergence of many lines. You can feel the energy is different here, like a barely perceivable hum that prickles up the back of your neck. Like something is watching you. And do you remember how many times the game was like, this man has no fear? It's so obvious when we learn it. Yeah, Brackley, it's absolutely very obvious. Well, Tammy is an elf, and Utopia has with cat-like tread. Who else do we need to know? We actually don't know Utopia's augment because she is not somebody that we get that information for, but it's very obvious in her art. So it's likely this was some sort of important place for the convergent domain, Utopia says, leaning on her glider. I've sent teams through, but it gets mighty tight in there. I'm hoping you and Dis might have better luck wiggling in there, she continues. Might be the caves inside open up again, and if they do, take plenty of read-ins and report back to me. Dis is vibrating besides you, nearly the same frequency as the weird power, nearly the same frequency as the weird power fluctuations. This is the real deal, he whispers mostly to himself. It's hard to shake the feeling of being watched. In fact, you're sure. Oh yes, of course. There he is. You can see Sim's mysterious form from up there, watching you from a nearby ridge. He holds up his hand in greeting when he sees you. Utopia nods and leaves you to it. What's the plan? We're gonna prep our caving equipment, because we can. I will talk to him next. You get headlamps and a little recording drone with a floodlight attachment, a tiny buzzing flying thing that circles around your head and sometimes illuminates what you want to look at. It's intelligent, which just means it won't just do what you want. Dis bats at it in annoyance. Utopia's also left you an anti-grav belt with a warning to practice extreme caution while spelunking down there. They make you lighter so you can climb more easily and won't hurt yourself as much if you fall. You ensure that Utopia is good and gone before you and Dis kick up your gliders to go talk to Sim. He looks delighted when you land beside him. You're getting warmer, he sing-songs. Hot. Very hot. He rests his weight on his hands and kicks his feet over the ledge. I'm not supposed to tell you anything, he confides, but it's just so interesting to watch you figure things out. Humans. So curious. So smart. Dis stammers and turns red. Looks like you're not getting anything out of Sim, though. You grumble and glide back to the cave entrance. Well, time to get in there. The narrow entrance leads to a bigger room that animals have clearly used as a den. It's enormous, with glowing mushrooms on the walls and piles of bones in some crevices. In some places, the walls are made of iridescent convergent domain obsidian, like this was once a great hall millennia ago. You can feel a cool breeze coming from somewhere, but it'll be tricky to find in the dark. Not so tricky. We got this. Okay. Well, this is obviously Sim. We don't really want something to become a 2. We can do a pair of 3s and a 7, which is pretty nice. Not bad for an opener. We're gonna have a pair of 3s. Good, good. 19 is a bad round, though, unfortunately. But it is what it is. Next round, we're gonna have to knock it out of the park. But we do have plenty of stress to push it, so it will be fine. A 7. A 6. A 6. A 3 and a 4. 41. Can we do better? A 43. Let's see here. $48. I need like plus 3 points. Yeah, because that destroys that unless I do this. And then it's a 52, which is a win. That's what I wanted. I use some things, it's fine. We got this. We are victorious. We didn't need the perception, but the kudos is nice. And some bravery. Very nice. You find the source of the breeze by tossing some fine sand into the air and watching which way the dust blows. It's a very tight crack. Good thing you and Dis are so small. You squeeze through and have to shimmy along on your bellies for about 10 meters, pushing your gear ahead of you. It's uncomfortable, but Dis's excitement draws you on. Past the crack, there are fewer signs of animals. The walls are smooth, grown obsidian, which has kind of melted rainbow oil slick look. There are deeply carved glyphs on the wall at various intersections, like room designations or street names. You wonder? The other kinds of basins, alcoves, grown into the rock, full of odd protrusions, like ancient and worn and inexplicable now. It feels homey. You come to realize the convergent domain must have lived underground. That's why there are so few ruins on the surface. As you follow the cave complex down, it's clear this used to be a well-traveled path. The corridors branching off to other places are now blocked off, as if a big earthquake had rattled this whole area. Only this one main path is still clear. It's too convenient to be a coincidence. The floor of the cave slopes downward like a slide. It's quite slippery. You follow the cave system down, 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 all the way to what must be the bottom of the cliffs. You have to climb down the 3-story wall in the last section and are grateful for your anti-grav belt for making it easier. You're still tired, though. You can see dim light below. Daylight? You emerge into a hidden valley, totally surrounded by tall cliffs. Did you just come down all that way? You're surrounded by the ruins of Convergent Domain buildings in much better condition than the windswept ones on the surface. It's perfectly still here, as quiet as space itself. What was this? Dis whispers reverently. Some sort of converger facility? And it feels so familiar. You remember this place from your dreams, and you feel a throbbing sense of importance that is a bit unnerving. Something momentous happened to you here, or will happen to you someday. You poke around a little, then call Utopia and give her your coordinates. She swings down on her glider, with extra ones for you and Dis tethered behind it. You're happy you won't have to climb all the way back up. She whistles. Great find, kids! This place didn't show up on any of our aerial scans. Took me a while to find a route in. You look bushed. I'll stick around to get some read-ins. You head back onto the depot and get some rest. Don't worry, we ain't gonna push on without you. Alright, we finally got to this ruin early enough that we can come explore it again. But I'm gonna go home. I don't have any other collectibles I want to pick up here, so it is time for another month. We did get a little bit more engineering and some friendship with Dis that we've maxed out already, but here we are. And it is now the Festival of Vertumnilia. It is a welcome day of normalcy in an otherwise chaotic year. Despite some lingering rivalry between the two factions, Vertumnilia is a chance for the Helios and the Stratos to come together and appreciate the bounty of the planet. At least, that's what the adults say. As Governor Lum takes the stage to address the colony, you can't help but notice the crowd has segregated itself according to their ship of origin. Rex shoots you away from over on the Strato side, and Nami makes a silly face. Vase is surrounded by other young soldiers all looking sharp in their Heliopause uniforms. With Dis standing beside you, you wonder if the two ships will ever feel like one colony. A fanfare plays over the square's announcement system. Lum's honor guard do a complex drill with their drone rifles. Greetings, people of Vertumna, Lum says, his voice ringing out over the square. We may be far from our beautiful Earth, but we can still celebrate and be thankful for what we have here. We've worked hard to save this beleaguered little colony from the brink of destruction, and should be proud of our work. The Helios cheer. Your side of the square is more quiet. I know some of you have been asking, Lum, how are you going to do it all by yourself? How are you going to run for the colony, solve everyone's problems, turn this planet into paradise, and look this good? Lum strikes a pose to a smattering of polite applause. Well, I have the answer for you, he continues. The old council made a lot of bad choices, like illegally leaving Earth, but I believe in second chances, so I've appointed the original department heads as my own council, Lum's Council 2.0. Better not disappoint me. He laughs and makes finger guns at the department heads at the foot of his podium. Stay on your toes, Stratos. I also want to promise everyone here today that we're going to make Vertumna safe for humans, Lum says. The next time those bastard Xenos attack, we're going to blow them up to so many little pieces there won't be enough left to wipe off our boots. We've already got the defenses, he says, gesturing broadly to the new, taller, thicker walls. And we're building homes for everyone. Homes where people can raise children again, knowing that our military men and women are keeping us safe. Big cheers from both sides this time. Some of the colonists around you even have tears in their eyes, especially those who lost family in the last attack. Lum goes on for a while, lionizing the Heliopause's military strength and casting subtle digs at your failed colony experiment. Finally, the crowd disperses to set up the square for the afternoon festivities, some traditional and some new. At the tables, Aunt Anne and the kids are setting out the spread for dinner. There's an unimaginable amount of food thanks to the Heliopause's huge ration surplus, and the piles upon piles of xenomeat from the hunting parties for those who can stomach it. Anne is all smiles, clearly making an effort to move on as Lum mandated, despite still mourning her lost son Calm. But not even the festive atmosphere can force a smile onto Nem's face. Who do these Helio jerks think they are? Hell yeah, Mars, you and me. Right? Mars exclaims. This Lum guy is a tool. Did you hear what he said about us? How crass. Like, have some respect. Dis arrives carrying a big tureen of stew, and now they're just taking over and everybody is okay with this? The adults are bigger cowards than I thought. Mars looks at Dis in shock that they agree on something for once. The chime sounds to announce that the square is set up for the annual competitions. What do you choose this year? Well, I could do the talent show, or I could do the bake-off. I can't do trivia, and the Xeno wrangling is out because I don't have combat. I did do the Botathlon thrice and the talent show twice. So technically this is the year for the talent show. But maybe I go for the bake-off. The talent show is where we compete against Dis. The bake-off is where we will compete against, I'm assuming, Tammy and Cal. Could ditch the event, of course. The talent show is, I believe, Mars and Dis. Xeno wrangling would probably be Vase and Nem. Trivia, of course, would be Nami Nami and Tangent. Bake Off is new. I mean, technically, everything but the talent show is new. Xeno Wrangling has replaced the Botathon. Trivia has replaced the Science Fair. The Bake Off is absolutely new, but we did do the Bake Off at least once last run. The talent show is the only one that is not new. So please, chat, let me know what you would like to see. Talent show or Bake Off or ditch. We've never ditched before. What do you guys want? Cake. All right, well, let there be cake. Bake-off time. Friendship with Tammy and Cal. Yay! Tammy is up to 59. Cal is up to 56. The Bake-Off is a new challenge this year in celebration of the great surplus of food. Today's theme is chili. Spicy bean stew, not pixie beans, though. Tammy and Cal both compete. Tammy makes a simple but pleasing stew, and Cal adapts a gourmet earth dish with alien ingredients. They're very comfortable working around each other in the kitchen, always coming over to give help and encouragement. Time to win. Well, this here, and then this here. I can't do a 5-4-3 because anything that ends up to the right of this card becomes a 2, and we do not want that. And this is getting buffed by both of these, so this is 11 is a fairly decent opener, as much as we cannot get a straight out of this specifically. This value is wild. All right. So we can do trip 4s here and a 3. Straights get an extra bonus. That's fine. Next round. All right, here we go. This is a 5. I don't have a 5. That's the problem. I don't have a 2 either. I can do a pair. Yeesh, I don't have enough stress to push through either. Okay. Well, if we're gonna do pairs. Unless... closer. 6, 5, 4, 3. Wow, we just became a third wheel. Yeah, chili is not cake, but it's still food, just not cake. Let's see here. Eight, 7, 6, 5. That's a 3. The only way I can make it a 4 is if I change its color. And that's the win. With the use of many mush logs, I win. Just bumped up the how much the card was worth. It's fine. I am victorious. Just add some logs to the cake and they will love it. Exactly. Look, there are many cakes that require wooden dowels to stay upright. That's all I'm saying. That's all I did. Mushwood dowels. It's fine. You make a chili that is so perfectly balanced, one of the judges cries, and not just from the spice level. You win the cooking competition. After the festivities, the mood in the colony is a lot lighter. You see people smiling easier, and often see mixed groups of Helios and Stratos socializing together. Feels like the first time people have actually let themselves relax. Gives it a woody, earthy flavor. I just know how to balance my shit, man. Hey, Dis. You spot Dis about to head out on an expedition. He's carrying a full backpack with a second one at his feet full of surveying equipment. As you approach, you realize he's writing in a notebook. An actual notebook, with paper and everything. Braced on his knee with one foot on his equipment. He looks up as you approach and closes his notebook, slipping it into the jacket pocket over his heart. Oh, hey, Rin, he says, and tucks the pen behind his ears. You coming too? That's cool. Maybe we'll be posted near each other. What were you writing? Just stuff, Dis says dismissively. I like writing on paper. It feels more real, you know? And it's more private than having everything on your holopalm where people could find it. You beg him for details. Dis huffs through his nose, but he looks amused. Just stuff, he repeats. How I'm feeling, what the weather is like, what people are doing around the colony. I like observing people. Sometimes I pretend I'm an alien, he continues, and I'm studying how people act so I can blend in. Do you ever write about me? Dis goes red and ducks his head. Well, sure, he says. You're part of the colony, right? And you're my friend, so of course I write about you. You're about to ask to see, but you're interrupted by Utopia calling for all hands to board the expedition vehicles. Dis stoops to pick up the surveying equipment, then he's gone without another word. He must not want you to know what he's writing about you. Curious. Yeah, right. Blend in. Sure. No, not for him to blend in. For somebody else we know to blend in. Cal is kicking a small beanbag into the air, trying not to let it touch the ground. He's not very successful. That new kid, the dog boy, Rex, showed me how to play this, he says, groaning as the beanbag hits the ground again. It's a lot harder than it looks. Sure is, Cal. It's mid-dust. Who's mid-dust? Nami is mid-dust. Okay. You're late dust. Dad! Your dad is hard at work rebuilding the greenhouses. There's a lot of replanting to do, as well as setting up the hydroponics from the new ship. It's almost like how it was the first year after you landed. Mom! Your mom? Nope. We've read this one. Mom has set up a desk. She's got a desk. She's the bestest. We love our mom. Mom is the best. Mars. I find the new kids to be great. That's what I think. Rex. I'm coming in for another hug, man. I need the hugs. Tammy! They will, of course, love you, Tammy. How could they ever think that you were anything but the most wonderful person in the world? You mean he's helping Sim? No, we thought we were special. We are absolutely not that special. Nami is running around making pew pew noises at things like they're shooting imaginary lasers, which is fitting because that's exactly what they're doing.
Wait, hey, Rin.
They say when they notice you watching.
Do you want to play Laser Fable? It's so fun.
I have a present for you, actually. Actually, what do I know about her legs? Okay. I know crystal clusters. Is there anything else that I have that would do it for us? What else does Nami like, guys? I need to know what they like. They're a they, them, monarch. I need to know. You can try some stuff. Nami just likes crystals. That's it. Alien device. If I remember right. I mean, I know Dis likes alien device, and I haven't given him one yet, but you think Nami would too? I don't have any cake. Do you see cake in this collectible list? I could go buy cake, but I'm saving for something. Alright, I'm gonna try it. She does like strange devices.
Ooh!
Nami exclaims, making grabby hands at the strange device.
Happy birthday to me! I can't believe you remembered. Thank you!
Alright, she does like those. Cool, cool, cool. Done. Alright. Tange. We are smarter than the aliens, sort of. They are also smarter than us, sort of. It's complicated. Nem is kicking a sports ball around listlessly. After a while, she picks it up and just stares off into the distance at the colony walls. I don't have the toughness to train with her. I'm not gonna bother to talk to you. You're a dick. I don't wanna. Hey, Dis. Does this interest you? What do you think about this? Now I know. I mean, he's already maxed, but now I know. Dis's eyes light up when he sees your gift. Whoa, he says, taking them from you with uncharacteristic delight. Is this... Where'd you find this? It looks like some kind of alien artifact. It's gotta be. It absolutely is. Alright. I was working on persuasion and organizing. I'm almost to that next organizing perk. I could work on combat too. I need the persuasion though. Like, I just need it. We're gonna work in the depot and then we're gonna go back out. That's what I have decided. You're working with Mars when a depot order comes through on your holopalm for 10 batteries for the crutch. You're busy packaging up another order, so you send it over to her holopalm. Despite her constant complaining about how boring and beneath her this job is, Mars is very good at it. She finds ways to do things faster and more efficiently, and she hardly ever makes mistakes. Which is why you're surprised when you get the order from the nanoprinter and find 15 batteries. You check the requisition again. Wait, it says 15 batteries now? You swear it said 10 before. Mars scoops up the extra 5, giving you a wink as she hides them in her bag. No. We are brave. Ooh. Oh, don't be a buzzkill, Rin, she says, rolling her eyes. Even Seek skims a little off the top. Why else would they keep such a tight control over the nanoprinter? What are you gonna do? Tell Lum? She adds. If you do, Seek will be on my side, because they'll know I'll sell them out too. It'll be your word against both of ours. Besides, it's not even for me, she continues. It's for the SFC, which is a secret, so it's not like I can send an actual requisition for this stuff. Do we help cook the books, or do we steal for ourselves? Yeah, I think she likes them because it's like anime, absolutely. I'm pretty sure Dis has, but maybe he hasn't found one specifically like the one we gave him, Raptor. I mean, we only have one piece of artwork for what they are as a collective collectible, but like they will be all different shapes and things to tinker with. The steel item looks shiny, otherwise helper, because last time people noticed. Yeah, the emoji pierogi is great if we want to switch out from specifically a persuasion thing to something that helps all social skills equally. But I'm actually going to help her cook the books because we are going to do shit underneath Lum's nose, and I'm down for that. Rebellion all the way. Mars's deception was pretty good. You only caught it because you happened to see the requisition first, and you happened to put it back in the queue for Mars to pick up, and you happened to be the one who packed it up. You work with Mars to set it so that the first person to open a requisition must complete it themselves, believing you're doing it to increase reliability. Seek approves of this change. It's a little more work, but it means that Mars is free to edit requisitions to her heart's content. Mars is so pleased with your work, she gives you a kiss on the cheek. Our first kiss is a kiss on the cheek. Ooh, this becomes a 5. Well, it's a 5 now because we're doing all 5s. All 5s. Hell yeah. Super gold that without even trying. We got that organizing perk, which means we can add more gear back. We got persuasion, kudos. All good in the hood for us. Mid dust becomes late dust. New perk. Where dis? Extra gear slot. What we putting in? I'm gonna do this. You go first. You go second. You go third. Fabulous. Now we have our bonus to straights. Our bonus to pairs. Our plus on skill challenges. We could do the Sun Medallion instead of the Vricky, but I like the bonus to straights. We do have this. It's all good. But yeah, this will be a nice kind of bonus when we do social challenges. Alright. And we have an event with Mars. But this is where I'm going to wrap up for today. So let's get in our cheeky save. Stream number 18. Right. Let's go. 18 episodes of this, you guys. But thank you guys for joining me today for yet another session of the adventures of Rin. I am Mayrin Althea Tover, aka May, and I stream Monday through Friday at 1 p.m. Eastern US time. If that is not your time zone, please, please, please put on, follow me here, or put on notifications. Either here or Blue Sky will do, but preferably both. I talk about the games that I play on occasion over on Blue Sky, and I love to get to know all of my friends. Allison knows this well because I follow her on the Blue Sky, and we talk about the things that we like, which is our favorite fanfictions, most of the time. I also, of course, have a YouTube channel for you to go and check out my playlists. So if you've missed anything of I Was a Teenage Exocolonist, because this is run number 2, you can catch up over there. And you can also check out all the other games that I have streamed to get to know what kind of a variety streamer I am. So that you know whether or not you'll stick around. But needless to say, anytime, day or night, if you need the company, the YouTube is there for you. That's how I give back, because I make 0 money over there, you guys. It's just for you guys. I also raid my friends here on Twitch, so here's my raid message. Feel free to copy pasta it, or spice it up with whatever love, heart, or raid emojis you have available to you, because we're all in this Twitch community together, and I'm happy to share the love. Oof, I've got choices. So many choices. Ooh, you know what? We haven't said hi to Great Kraken, aka Paul, in a little bit. He's a Northern Irish streamer, usually has his cats nearby.
His community is super chill, super sweet, and I always love to say hi when I can. So we're gonna go check him out. He's playing Mass Effect, the Legacy Edition. It's his first time through, so give him all the love from me, and I hope that the rest of your day, whether it's Tuesday, like I am streaming, or any other time, is fantastic, magical, wonderful, amazing, and that I will see you again tomorrow for more Ventures of Rin as an Exocolonist. Take care, everyone, and we raid in 3, 2, 1. Bye, guys.